Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thank you all so much for being here this evening. I know it was a last minute cancellation yesterday, but I just really wasn't feeling my best. And I said, you know what, rather than giving you guys a half-hearted stream, let's push till tonight to make sure we're feeling good and I can deliver the best stream I possibly can. And great news, I'm feeling much better this evening. So thank you all so much for accommodating the schedule change. And thank you guys for being here. Hello, so many friends are here in the chat. I see Gunther, I see TS, I see Mix, I see Brawny. Mix, you changed the color of your username. It's so funny because I feel like to most people their username color maybe doesn't really matter to them, but for some reason I really pair you guys with your username color. So the second one of you guys changes your color, I catch it immediately. I'm like, wait a minute, hang on. Mix is blue. I don't know who this other Mix is. But it is Wednesday for TS and Brawny, so Merry Wednesday to you guys. For the rest of us here in North America, it is still Tuesday, July 22nd. Can you believe July is almost over? I can't even talk about it. Time is flying, and while that's good when it's like in the middle of winter, when it's like February and it's dark and cold all the time, I don't want summer to go. I'm sad that summer is going by so quickly, but hey, luckily it is only July, so we still got lots of summer left. So we're not going to look that far ahead. July feels like it was 3 days and 300 at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we actually talk about this a lot on stream, but time is just a weird thing. It's weird how time can feel both short and long at the same time, and oftentimes that's how time feels. So anyway, summer fucking sucks. Good riddance to it going fast. Oh damn, me and Brawny have very opposite feelings when it comes to summer, it seems. My favorite part about summer is not only the warmth. I like the warmth because the opposite is the deep freeze that we get here in my neck of the woods in the winter. But most importantly, my favorite part of the summer is the daylight. It is so nice to have so much daylight. In winter, when it's not light until 9 a.m. and it's dark by 4 p.m., it is just like you can feel the seasonal depression settling in. So the fact that it's light for more than 12 hours a day in the summer, that's my favorite part. I like that it's warm for sure, but it's the daylight that I freaking love the best. I like summer, but the past couple of weeks have been a bit much. It's still 21 degrees out and it's 3 a.m. Not a fan. I mean, I suppose your enjoyment of summer is also going to come down to, obviously, your living situation. If I didn't have AC, I'm sure I wouldn't enjoy summer half as much. So for all of you guys out there getting through summer without air conditioning, I feel for you, and I can understand perhaps why you don't like summer as much as I do. My favorite season, though, is fall. I agree with Gunther. I actually like fall because fall, to me, is a nice balance of it not being too hot, yet it still being a comfortable temperature to like go outside and do activities, and it's not dark yet. Plus, fall is just freaking beautiful. My favorite thing in the entire world is when the trees change colors and you've got that beautiful yellow, red, and orange foliage all around you. So fall is definitely my favorite season, but I would say summer is second after fall. Fall, not too hot, not too cold, and football. Exactly. That's another reason to love fall. Sports is back as well. But yeah, a warm autumn's day is about the best thing in the world. I would have to agree with you. Like a late September, early October, when it's about 15 degrees out, it's still sunny, but everything's changed colors. That is my perfect day. Hand egg, woo! How's it going, Piro? Good to see you this evening. Winter is best because that's when all the festivals are. Well, see, that's the thing is I love Christmas. I very much get into the spirit. And my favorite part about Christmas is like the atmosphere. It just feels like everyone's in a good mood. I particularly love Christmas lights. I love when everything's lit up in different colors. It's not necessarily about the holiday itself or the gifts or anything like that, but it just feels like the month of December is less dark, even though the darkest, shortest day of the year is in December. It feels less dark because for the most part it's lit up in these colorful lights. And then Christmas passes, January 1st comes, everyone takes down their lights. Suddenly we're all broke and sad, and winter seems very, very long after that point. So I'm okay with winter up until January 1st, and that's when it starts to go downhill. Not me lighting my room with 2 ribbons of fairy lights as we speak. Ooh, I bet that's going to be so cozy, TS. You should post a picture in Discord when you're done decorating. I live in a weird part of Brazil where the weather is either sun or rain, and the 4 seasons are all varying degrees of heat. Cold hot, dry hot, humid hot, and rainy hot. See, I forget, Mix, that you are on the Americas side, but you're in the southern hemisphere, so it's technically winter for you right now, right? So what is winter like for you in Brazil? Is that the cold hot? One of your bucket list things is to see snow at least once. I'm sure it must be amazing, right? Like, because, and I can totally understand, because seeing something for the first time, no matter what it is amazing. I remember the first time I saw mountains when I moved out here to the western part of Canada. It was amazing. But like, even when snow falls for the first time every year, it's like, obviously I've lived my whole life in Canada. I've seen snow 31 years straight. But there's something about the first snowfall that even me, a snow veteran, if you will, it still kind of gets you excited. It's still a little bit magical, that first snowfall. So I can only imagine that's how it would feel for someone like you who has never seen snow at all. So fingers crossed for you, Mix, that you do get to see snow at some point in your life. You're always welcome to come visit in Canada. I'll make sure we've got lots of snow to give you. 20 feet of it is always overkill. And that's the thing. There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with a little light dusting of snow. It makes everything look pretty. It's you know, almost romantic in a way in the winter, you know, this light dusting of snow. But the reality is it never stops at the light dusting. It keeps going and going and going. And before you know it, you got 20 feet. You're trying to dig out of your driveway. You can't see around corners when you're trying to drive. Everything's turning to mush on the roads. Drivers are idiots. They're sliding around. So it's like, snow is romantic in small quantities and or in certain locations, like if you're on a ski hill or if you're out in the mountains. But continuous snow, everyday life, and living in a city don't mix together. So, sitting in a hot tub with light snowfall. Oh my God, yes, Piro. I think that's my favorite way to enjoy snow, actually. It's like you're sitting in the hot tub, you're in your swimsuit, and then you've got a toque on your head, and your hair is frozen, and there's light snow, and it's perfect. I 10 out of 10 agree. That is the perfect way to enjoy snow. Hi, Meerkat. Hey, DNA. How are you guys? I don't know how we got into this conversation, but I'm somehow talking about snow, and it's July 22nd, so maybe we need to get things back on track here. Tonight we're going to be playing some more Blueprints. It has been a hot minute since we last played Blueprints. As you guys probably know by now, here in July I've been trying to do something a bit different. We started a brand new game, The Altars, which if you guys haven't had a chance to check that game out yet, 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's so fantastic. So The Altars has become our new weekend game, and what that means is our weekday slot, which is normally Mondays but has been switched up a little bit of late, I'm alternating between Breath of the Wild and Blueprints. So what that means is we haven't played Blueprints as often lately, but don't you worry, it is still on the list, or the schedule, that's the right word. So what we're doing in Blueprints right now, for anyone just joining us or who needs a refresher, we have technically beaten the game. We did get to room 46. We actually got back to room 46 a second time to take a closer look at what was in there. But we've now moved on to the next set of puzzles, if you will, the next major objective. And that is the 8 locked doors directly underneath the antechamber of the manor. So we have currently opened 4 of those. We're halfway through. We've got 4 out of 8 unlocked. So what we're going to be focusing on tonight, and probably going forward, is opening those other 4. So we did get a note actually in room 46 that gives us clues as to the locations of each of those keys for the 8 locked doors. So it says the first key was found on the furthest rank. We have that one. That was room 46. The second is locked tight in the vault of a bank. So this is something we haven't been able to do. We've been able to draft the vault, and inside the vault there's a bunch of safety deposit boxes. You're able to just find keys randomly throughout your playthrough, and presumably those keys open the vault or the safety deposit boxes, but I just haven't been able to get a key and a vault in the same run. So that's something we need to work on. The third is high up among all the clocks. So this one, I've been thinking about this one. I was actually thinking about this one as I was just eating dinner. When you look at the outside of the manor, there's a clock tower, or there's a tower with a clock on it. And all I can think of is there must be a clock tower in this manor that we haven't been able to access yet. So we've got to work on somehow getting a clock tower, because I think that's where the third one is. The fourth one is down below beneath all the docks. We got that one. The fifth key is held by a king on his throne. We got that one. The sixth is in a station left by one of your own. We got that one. The seventh is major if you draft it quite late. So we sort of worked on this one on our last stream. We got a ton of like hints and clues and nudges from the game that we need to go back to the music room. We had deciphered this whole thing about major and minor keys. And then it says here, the seventh is major if you draft it quite late. So how I'm interpreting that is we must need to go back to the music room, maybe draft it late in the house, so, you know, like rank 8 or whatever, and something will be different in there, or we can try to use some of this other information that we have. But regardless, I think we need to get back to the music room. And then this last one, it says the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. So that one's got me confused a little bit. We'll probably save the last key for last, because I don't know if it's referring to the 8 doors down below. Like maybe if we open 7 of them, the 8th will just open, but that doesn't make sense. Then why would it need a key? I don't know. I gotta work on that one. But yeah, so basically I kind of know what I need to do. We need to get to the vault, open some safety deposit boxes. We need to draft a music room late in our run. We need to figure out how to access a clock tower, and then, yeah, we'll figure out the last one last. But regardless, all of that to say is there's only one way to find out if all of my theories are correct, and that is to hop right into it. So let's do that right now. Oh, I realize you guys can't see me. There I am. And let's load up blueprints. So as of this stream, we officially have 40 hours into blueprints. It's crazy. I feel like we could easily put another 40 into this game. If you're talking about strictly bang for your buck, Blueprints has got it. How much did I pay for Blueprints? I mean, it's an indie game. I think I paid like 30 maple bucks maybe, so we've already more than made our money back, in my opinion, with how much fun we've had with this game. But yeah, for anyone somehow who has not played Blueprints yet, 10 out of 10 would recommend. So this is day 67 in-game. Not to sidetrack, but I've been wondering, why are some days Digitiff and why are some days Fleshy Tiff? Okay, I will forever be calling myself Fleshy Tiff now. The TLDR is some days I just don't feel like being on camera for whatever reason. I'm tired, you know, I haven't showered, but whatever the case may be, usually Digitiff steps in when I want to stream, but I'm not up to being on camera. So the default is I try to be on camera. I like having this face-to-face, for lack of a better term, interaction with you guys. But if I'm being real, sometimes I'm just not feeling up to it, and that's where Digitiff comes in. But yes, Fleshy Tiff is the new name of me. Tiff is in flesh tuber mode today, I see. Hey, Noella. Yes, Maple Bucks. We've come up with ways to differentiate Canadian dollars and US dollars, and so we call US dollars Freedom Bucks. We call Canadian dollars Maple Bucks. Just trying to differentiate the dollars for you guys. Freedom Eagles, that's right. Freedom Eagles is what we call them. All right, what are we going to start with today? I say we start with Trading Post because, as I mentioned, one thing I really want is the vault key. So if we find some random items during a run today, we can come to the trading post and see if we can trade them off and get something more useful. So that's what I'm going to start with. If we get a shovel, we can come do some digging as well. But for now, we'll head on in. I did not coin the term flesh tuber, Brawny. Don't look at me in horror like that. Anyway, good to see everyone. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope your weeks have been going well. And I'm looking forward to a cozy evening with you guys playing some Blueprints. So, what are we going to start with? Let's start off with a spare green room. We'll go over this side and do a nook. So, I mean, as a lot of this game is, a lot of our success tonight is going to be based around RNG. As I mentioned, we've got a list of things we need to accomplish, but the only way to accomplish a lot of it is simply by trial and error. Like for the vault, we need the vault to come up in the draft pool, and B, we need to find a key, and both of those things is basically up to RNGesus. And then at the same time, like if we're going to draft a music room late, that requires us to have good RNG to actually, you know, get to a late stage, as well as then have the music room available for draft. So a lot of this is just going to be trial and error. So my recommendation would be to sit back and relax and send a few prayers up to the big one up there and Jesus himself. And we'll slowly work our way through here. Today was good. I met up with a friend who moved away for the first time in a few months. Oh, that's so nice. It's always nice to catch up with an old friend who you haven't seen in a while. That's fantastic. USD can also be called burger dollars. Ooh, conservatory might be good. Speaking of RNG, something that can make RNG a little easier is adjusting the rarity of certain rooms. Boudoir is standard. Oops. I love Den. Oh yeah, I've already made that commonplace. I was gonna say, I love Den. I'm gonna make that common, but I already did. And pool is standard. Yeah, honestly, I kind of like these where they are. Common, standard. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually gonna touch that. I was hoping to get, you know, like music room that we could adjust the rarity of, but alas. Upwards we go. Join your hands for the heavenly boy. RNGesus, be nice to us today. Please. Alright, let's grab bedroom closet. Ooh, inside, we get a metal detector. We also get a gem. So the metal detector will help us. And, yeah, let's go back up through the entrance hall now. So I know everyone has their own, strategies when it comes to drafting in Blueprints. If anyone's ever wondering, my strategy is I try to move horizontally. So I try to fill out as many rooms horizontally as I can before I proceed vertically and go up a rank. I just find then that maximizes the amount of rooms we have, which maximizes the amount of resources we have. It also gives us multiple opportunities to proceed forward so we don't get stuck. And yeah, that's just been my practice since the beginning. It's done me well so far, so we'll keep it moving. Okay, I'm gonna go bedroom, give us a couple extra steps. Ooh. Gotta grab a gem there and then keep moving. Up this way, I guess we'll go commissary. We've got $26. We've managed to build up quite a hefty starting game allowance, which is nice. So I start off with quite a bit of money, which comes in handy at times like these. I'm gonna grab the sledgehammer and the running shoes and the set of gems, because why not? Have money, we'll spend. Now, can I play this game now? I know it was mentioned that they were going to add this in a patch so that you could play the arcade game in the commissary. It doesn't look like I can play it. Has it not been added yet? Or maybe I need to do something before I can actually play it. Because it doesn't appear that I can interact with it right now. Dirgy Blocks. Oh, wasn't there a Dirgy Blocks game in the, Now that I say that, I think there was a Dirgy Blocks game for sale in the gift shop. Maybe we need to buy that first before we can play the game. Oh no, Dirgy Blocks isn't available yet. Okay. Okay. Alright, our first logic puzzle of the evening. Let's put our brains to work here. One of the other boxes is true. The gems are in the other box with a true statement. Or this is the only true box. Okay, so if that's true, then these two have to be false. Which doesn't really work. I think this has to be false. One of the other boxes is true. Yeah, if this is false, then these two are true. And then according to white, gems are in black. Heck yeah, that's a good start. Working the old noodle, all right. Beauty. It looks like my internet is still fucked from Monday's flash flood. Just disconnected for a couple minutes. Oh, sorry to hear that, Bronny. I hope everything is safe and sound in your neck of the woods after the flash flood. Hopefully you, like, live on a hill or something. Okay. Wow, we're getting so many dens, which again, I don't even hate. I like den. What I should get, though, is security to decrease any potential security doors that are going to pop up and ruin our day. So this is actually where we're going to start. Keycard system. Security level. Low. Offline mode. Unlocked. Alright. Alrighty, Roo. Now there's a coin right over here that my handy dandy metal detector yelled at me about. And now before we go that way, I'm gonna go through the other side of the drawing room. Over here, we'll go, courtyard's nice. Let's go courtyard. Ooh, and now we can use that sledgehammer I picked up in the commissary. Oosh. Nice. That's actually a really good box. Key, gem, and coins. A little bit of everything. Okay, from here, observatory. Take a peek through our telescope, see what we got today. Farmer's apple. Apples are extra delicious today. Diamondus minor gives us +1 diamond. The slice gives us +3 steps. And Florealis bloom of the sky means that green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. Wow, that's pretty good. 4 positive constellations for us in the observatory. I'll take that. I think we're off to a good start here. Now, trophy room. We don't get the opportunity to draft trophy room much because it's actually quite rare. But if you have the opportunity to draft it and you have the gems to do so, in my opinion, it's worth doing. You spend 5 gems to get 8 gems. So it's just free gems. Plus you get to look at all this terribly tacky animal themed furniture. I suppose we also get the opportunity to look at my trophies. We got the Full House trophy, awarded for drafting a room in every single open slot of our house. We got a Logical trophy, awarded for winning 40 parlor games. We got the Infinity trophy, awarded for solving 8 puzzles in room 8 on rank 8. And we got the Inheritance trophy, awarded for reaching room 46. Obviously still lots of slots left in the trophy cabinet, but Pretty good start, I think. Now, unfortunately, the trophy room did bring us to a dead end. As much as I would love to backtrack and go up through West Wing Hall, I am cognizant of the fact that that would eat up a lot of steps, so I think instead I'll just go right here for now. And see how this plays out. Another den. Den is our lucky room here. Getting all the gems. Holy crap. We also got to eat our lunchbox now. We're at 13 gems. So anything that comes up, we'll be able to draft. So here, I think I'm actually going to grab Coat Check because A, I can't remember what I have in Coat Check. I don't have anything in Coat Check. But B, if we find something good, like for instance, if we find a vault key, having Coat Check will be handy because then I can just Coat Check it even if we can't also draft vault today. Den is friend, exactly. This is the gem millionaire run. I could have sworn we had Coat Checked something last time, but it has also been 2 weeks. I mean, I could have sworn that we checked the crown that one time and it wasn't there, so I don't know if I'm just misremembering what I'm doing or if the game is glitching on me, because this isn't the first time I could have sworn I had checked something previously. Now, we have the broken lever, right? So we may as well draft Greenhouse. Because speaking of the crown, maybe we can go get it back again today. Do you remember how exciting the feeling was when I opened one of the antechamber doors for the first time? It was literally the most exciting feeling in the entire world. That's been the best part about this game. I've compared it many times to Dark Souls. That feeling of solving a puzzle is so similar to the feeling of, like, you know, getting past a difficult boss in Dark Souls. It's just unrivaled ecstasy is honestly how I describe it. It is just the best freaking feeling. We're all the way up to 16 gems now. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, they've really done the feeling of progression well in this game. Yeah, definitely. Like, do you have to have patience to proceed? Absolutely. But again, I would consider that very similar to the formula in Dark Souls. You gotta have some patience, and if you do, and you can stick it out, you're well rewarded, in my opinion. Okay, this might... I feel like Solarium's a good draw here. My only hesitation is that cuts us off that way, then. We can only go the other way. Does that worry me? I mean, a little. I suppose, actually, in saying that, we do have one backup as well. We could go all the way down up through West Wing Hall, so we technically have 2 ways we can go. So I'm gonna risk it and go Solarium, because, I mean, we're looking for those rare rooms today, right? It's like the whole reason we're here. Now, what am I missing? Something is ticking. But I don't see what it is. Am I losing my mind? Does anyone see what I don't see? Oh, there. Wow, that really blended in. There it is. Key. To make a weird analogy, the game keeps putting walls in your way, but your skull grows thicker with each one you bash through. No, I like that. That is a metal analogy. All right, we got boiler room. That's interesting. May as well go turn that on. Nothing feels better than downing a Souls boss after hours or days of banging your head into a wall trying. Exactly. So for anyone new to the channel, I have actually played every single Soulsborne game on stream. The Dark Souls trilogy, all the DLCs, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Demon Souls. I played them all. And they are games that I actually wouldn't normally play. But playing them on stream, having you guys to sort of cheer me on and keep me motivated, it makes it so much fun. And the feeling, again, the feeling of actually accomplishing something that you've been stuck on for quite some time is unrivaled. I really liked Sekiro. I can see why people wouldn't like it if you're very much into the Dark Souls formula. Sekiro throws that out the window. Sekiro is nothing like any of the other games. It is by far the most different, so I can see why people don't like it. I did like it. The only part that I hated about Sekiro was the final boss. I can't remember how long it took me to beat the final boss. I want to say like somewhere in the 6 to 8 hour range. It was crazy. I spent so much time on the final boss. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the other bosses were very challenging as well. I specifically remember the gorilla or the monkey being very challenging. Oh, I didn't realize this would just be a dead end. Oh well. But the final boss in Sekiro, I think he had 4 phases. It was insane. It was a bit too much, to be honest with you. That really pissed me off, but we got through it, and all was well in the end. I think my favorite Soulsborne game my favorite games was either a tie between Demon Souls or Dark Souls 2, which I feel like are both very underrated choices. I feel like if you ask most people that question, they're either going to say Bloodborne or Elden Ring. But for me, I really, really liked the high fantasy setting of Demon Souls. That was just like the setting that appealed the most to me. And then Dark Souls 2 was the first Soulsborne I ever played. So I think that one's almost a bit more of a nostalgia thing for me. I really liked Dark Souls 2. So those were my 2 favorites. The moment the final boss pulled out a gun, it went overboard. Yeah, touche. Nah, pre-Elden Ring, Dark Souls 2 was most people's favorite. And I mean, Dark Souls 2 is a bit of a dark horse, if you will. Ooh, Vault Key as well, because that one plays differently from the other 2. Oh, and this is another thing we haven't been able to solve yet. I haven't gotten the key for her ladyship's diary. We still gotta work on that. Also, that symbol. Is that the same symbol? Yeah. What does that mean? This is a little silly for me to say, but I think Elden Ring would be my favorite if it weren't for the hands. Which I know is so silly, but I hated those hands so much that it actually impacted the game for me. All the areas with no hands were absolutely freaking fantastic. I loved them. But the fact that the hands were so freaking prevalent and so scary, it took it down a notch for me. But I know Bloodborne is most people's favorites, I feel. I mean, the chorus of cries for people wanting a Bloodborne 2 remaster is always very high. Also, oh my god, are you serious? I thought we were doing so well. I didn't realize I only had one way to proceed, and of course, that way requires a key. Wow, that is such an anticlimactic ending. I really thought we were rocking and rolling there. Okay. Well, this justifies me drafting code check earlier because I did find a key. So we'll go put that in code check so we can use it on the next run. Oh, me and Death have... Hi, by the way, Death. Me and you have a very different Soulsborne ranking. You like Dark Souls 3, then Bloodborne, then Dark Souls 1. Yeah, see, all of those would be lower on the list for me, so it's interesting. I mean, it depends on who you talk to, what your favorite game is. You can say most people like X or most people like Y, but I think it depends on the room of people you're in. But yeah, I should replay Demon's Souls one day, because I've only ever played it once. It would be nice to replay, especially because it has been a couple of years since I last played Demon's Souls, so it would be very fresh, or it wouldn't be very fresh in my memory, and we could go for a completely different build. Alright, let's check Vault Key 304. And then that's all we can do today on day 67, so let's call it. Mount Holly was a garden villa today with 8 green rooms drafted. But alas, we shall rinse and repeat. Day 68. Oh, tomorrow is going to be a goated day. Tomorrow, if anything awesome is going to happen during this run, it's going to happen tomorrow. The nicest day of the year. Alrighty, what are we drafting out here today? Oh, we could also go for Schoolhouse Puzzle. But no, you know what I want to get? I want to get Shelter. So if we ever get stuck in a corner today and we have to draft red rooms, we won't have any negative effects. We can also grab a gem while we're down here. Oh no, better think of a joke for the next day. Yeah, everyone start brainstorming for day 69. All the Soulsborne games are the same game. I don't know how you differentiate them, and Puro says it's easy. If the controls are clunky, you're playing Dark Souls 1. If you're murdering dudes in armor, it's Dark Souls 2. If you beat the game with the starting longsword, it's Dark Souls 3. Gothic is Bloodborne, Japanese is Sekiro. If you have a horse, you're in Elden Ring, and if none of those are true, you're in Demon's Souls. That's good, Puro. That is extremely accurate. Not only were the controls in Dark Souls 1 clunky, but also the performance in places, cough cough, Blighttown, was terrible. I remember my PC chugging. It was called Blighttown, right? I'm pretty sure. It was just like the most poorly optimized area ever. It was just like, the game did not work in Blighttown, so it just added an extra level of difficulty to an already difficult game because you were fighting against it. Okay, we'll draft code check right here in case we get another vault today. I'll leave the key in there for... should I take the key with me? In case we run out of steps. I'll take it with me. The poison area in one of the games is called Blighttown. I don't know which one. It was Dark Souls 1? Okay, yeah, I hated that place. That place alone drops Dark Souls 1 down the list for me. That place was a freaking nightmare. Miyazaki sure loves his poison swamps. I bet he'd live in one if Japan had any. Yeah, it's really not a Soulsborne game without a poison swamp either. Demon's Souls on PS3 was a PowerPoint presentation at times. See, I only ever played the Demon's Souls remake, so I never experienced the original struggles, which is perhaps for the best. Alright, time for another logic puzzle. What do we got? The gems are in the blue box. This statement is of no help at all. And the gems are in this box. So... for these two to be true, this one has to be false, And I guess that can be true, because this, on the surface, this statement is no help at all, but it is helpful because it narrows things down. Because for this one can be true or false, it doesn't really matter. Versus both of these have to be true for the gems to be in there. So this can be false. We can say, no, the statement is actually helpful. And then the gems can be in blue, I think. That's interesting. We haven't seen one like that before. That was interesting. I mean, I like switching it up. All right, let's go nursery. Hey, Beast. In here, ooh, we got some dice. We love some reroll dice. I'll take those. Anything else in here? Doesn't look like it. And we'll go back through, we can go through dining room, I guess. From here, we'll go passageway. Oh, you scared me.
Sorry, I'm gonna see where this freak of a child has decided to sit.
Elena just opened the door and said, "You have to come see where our freak of a child has decided to sit." I feel like I need to bring the people with me so they can see. I'll go take a picture and report back. Hang on. Hello, Dr. Jumpscare Alana. Okay, so Alana put her belt on the bed. There's nothing else on the bed, just her belt. And of course, well, you know how cats like boxes? Apparently they also like circles. Of course, Muffin has decided to get in the circle of the belt in the bed and is just lying here. Like, ah yes, this perfect little circle just for me. Oh, Muffin. Never a dull moment. That's so funny. That is classic cat shit. Fairies have mushroom circles. Cats have leather ones. Pretty much. That is so funny. That's why I love cats so much. They just always do stupid, freaky little things. It's hilarious. Alright, from here we'll go... kitchen. Let's see what food they have for sale today. They have got a banana, a club sandwich, and a chef salad. Let's go club sandwich. And then our main course in the dining room is beef stew pie. Whoa, it's beef stew in a pie? Interesting. Superb, a vantage point from which to survey my realm. Literally Muffin. Nothing in here for me. Just beautiful little sunflowers. Alright, I'll take it. So a beef pie then, yeah, just a little more liquid, I guess. I don't know. Let's go Nook, because I do not want to be foiled by lack of keys again this time around. Alright. From here we'll go security. Oh, look what we have in security. That is freaking rude. Alright. Well, we're gonna decrease the chances of that happening again. It's just a meat pie with gravy. Yeah, there you go. That made me hungry. No fair. Bronny, did you manage to save your stream snacks until tonight? Ooh, here's a perfect time to do archives because the shelter is going to protect us from its negative effects. Shout out shelter, coming in clutch. Make sure there's no items hiding around here anywhere. Do you not check the estate inventory? It showed me a ton of things I've missed. I normally don't, honestly. Maybe I should start doing so. Let's just make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, apparently I missed a coin purse. See, the part I hate, though, is it tells me I missed something, but it doesn't tell me where. So now I'm like, do I waste a bunch of steps and go back through all of these rooms? Or do I cut my losses and proceed? It's almost like better to not know, in my opinion, if I miss something. Because now it's just gonna drive me crazy. You know what I mean? We really only check it when we really need a resource. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's been my strategy, but... I wouldn't for a coin purse, but I will for a key card. Touche. Yeah, touche. Okay, I guess we'll go... corridor here. I do still have my cookies to spare, but due to terrible being awake / sleep schedule, I'm currently having my dinner. Ooh, what's for dinner tonight? I guess secret passage will actually work here. Ooh, and then I get to eat my lunchbox. Oh, we're killing it in the steps department today. That's good. No need to worry here, but we did get our first locked door. Which will lead us... I mean, I guess we'll do aquarium because the special cost is bypassed. May as well. Maybe I shouldn't use my key right there. I want to wait and make sure I don't lock myself out, literally, of proceeding forward. So let's hold off on the key. You've got breaded chicken steaks, aka giant nuggets. What? Now you're speaking my language. Giant nuggets, salad, and baked potatoes. That sounds absolutely delicious, Bronny. I love this for you. I guess we'll go casino and lose all my money. Oh, I forgot the casino gives you money. That's helpful too. Wager 20. We've never won anything on the roulette wheel, but tonight's gonna be the night. I feel it. I feel it. Well, clearly I should go get checked out by a doctor, because whatever I'm feeling wasn't a big win on the roulette table. Damn, okay. 0 for 4 on the casino? 0 for 3? 0 for a lot. Maybe we'll hit the jackpot on day 69. Oh, you're right, you're right. And also, Piro makes a great point. The corridor is always unlocked, so there's no reason to use the key in the aquarium. That's a really great point. So let's go down and up through the corridor here. The casino gives you money. Is it run by Trump? He bankrupted at least 3 casinos is the joke here. I mean, someone's taken all my money. I don't know who it is, but it's probably Uncle laughing from beyond the grave, stealing all my money. Oh, I don't really like any of these. Redraw. Ah, I must be out of shelter protection now. Unfortunately, the chapel stole one of my coins, but I'll take it. So I wanted to head north. Alright, we're almost at rank 8, so any time now that we could draft the music room would be fantastic. Looks like every single frickin' door in this place is locked, so Just gonna have to choose one, I suppose. Gallery. Guess. Penance for robbing the holy piggy continues. The fact that there was a piggy... Ooh. The fact that there was a piggy underneath the chapel all this time, stealing my money, is hilarious. Also, every freaking door in this place is locked. This is crazy. I think I'm stuck again. Because this room is locked? What was the use for key number 8 again? To get to room 8, which we've already solved. You can use it on a locked door on rank 8. But none of those doors fit the criteria. I'm pretty sure we're stuck. I don't think I can go any other way. Up through security was a security card door. God, I cannot believe locked doors were the end of my run 2 runs in a row. I think it's clear what I need to start prioritizing. Usually, I go under the assumption that I need to prioritize gems, but RNGesus has made it very clear that today, he wants me to prioritize keys, because this is ridiculous. Might as well check security if there's any keys we missed, yeah. That's a good point. Nope, just that damn coin purse haunting me. Alright, well, I'll go back to coat check and put the vault key back in there. And then I guess we'll just start over tomorrow. I think it's clear what I need to start prioritizing. Money. You gotta gamble for the jackpot on day 69. That's true. That is true. If we get the opportunity to draft casino on day 69, we're going for it. Alright. Well, that's it for today. Let's call it. You need to start prioritizing learning how to door kick. Can you imagine 14-year-old Simon just bashing down all the doors in here? It's alright, because at least day 68 is over now, so we can celebrate with the real best day ever. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 69. Hell yeah! Let's go! The best day. We're gonna have the best RNG today. I just feel it. I just feel it. If there's any day where everything's gonna go our way, it's today. Alright, let's start with... Why not go to the shrine? Let's see if we can get a good blessing. I feel like the last couple times I've made an offering in here, the blessings have been crap. I never know how much money to offer either. Like, hey NPC, can't believe I found this channel on this momentous occasion. It was the perfect time to join us. Thank you. Maybe we'll do lucky number 7? Do the blessings correlate with the amount of money offered? Do we know that? I don't know. I'm not sure. That's why I never know how much to offer. Because I'm not sure if it is correlated. We've never, like, come across anything that says that. I'll go with lucky number 7 on this holy day. I've received the blessing of the chef. For each different type of spread that you do each day, add an extra dish to the dining room. What is... Oh, spread meaning spreading things around. Oh. Okay, that could actually be pretty good. So if we draft rooms that have the spread option, whether it's the spread keys or the spread money, whatever it is, we get extra food in the dining room. That's a good point, actually. Maybe I should write down what I offer and what I get. So 7 gold equals blessing of the chef. Cool. I'll take that. Alrighty. Time to begin our exploration on this glorious day 69. We'll start off with a hallway, because God knows we need those keys. Then we'll go to the commissary. Let's see if we can buy any good stuff. Ooh, I'll definitely grab a shovel. And then we can grab a set of gems as well. And the magnifying glass, because why not? Priority number 1 today is her ladyship's chamber. I wonder why TS wants us to make that a priority. Alright, I don't want to go too far north, so I'm going to backtrack. Go this way first. Start here with a... Let's go quest bedroom. Then we'll go dining room. Pick up my lunchbox. Then we'll go, ooh, vault, yes. Perfect, all right. Not only do we get a ton of money in here that I can hopefully gamble, but now all we need is coat check and I can open one of these safety deposit boxes. Now, someone mentioned last time, and I gotta be honest, I hadn't really been keeping track, but there are multiple different keys that we're picking up to open multiple different boxes, so I suppose it's not guaranteed that the box we're gonna open here has the key inside, but you'd have to assume that by using each key, hopefully it kind of takes it out of rotation, if you will, such that finding the other keys get easier? I hope so. I hope that's the logic, that they're one-time use keys, so no matter if I use one, then that'll get it out of the way and make it easier to find the actual one we're looking for. We actually got our coin purse today, so that's fun. And then let's go observatory. We have got Florealis, Bloom of the Sky, and the sail. Oh, too bad I didn't have the sail before I spent all my money in the commissary. I mean, luckily we did replenish our supply there in the vault, so we're still doing all right. I guess the coin purse felt bad that you missed it yesterday. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go bedroom closet here. Nice. Gotta love an extra key. And the reason I went bedroom closet is because I can still get here and I can still get there. So we'll grab our items. And then we'll backtrack a bit. And with my sleep mask, I got extra steps for going through that bedroom, so that's good. And from here... now's a perfect spot for a storeroom. Get even more keys. Alright. Doing good. 4 keys, 4 gems, 45 coins. Alright, next we're gonna take this room off the den. Which is... Ooh, so if I draft the office here, we'll get an extra meal in the dining room. Plus, money. So that's a no-brainer. Yeah. So if we spread gold in the estate... Can I run payroll? It's already been run this week. Perfect. Hey Charlie, how are you? Thank you for the follow. So when we go back to the dining room now, there should be another meal waiting for us there. Getting all the keys, because I refuse to have our run end with a locked door. Not 3 times in a row. Boom. Fuck you, locked door. Alright. From here... I guess we'll go library. In here we can eat our lunch. And then we got another locked door. But luckily, that does allow us to draft some less common rooms. Probably bookshop? Because I can probably buy a new book depending on how much they cost. Let's see. Yes. Oh, we can buy 2 new books. The Curse of Black Bridge and History of Arindia First Edition. Alright. Let's go. Are we flat broke? Yes. But do we have every single book we can possibly have now? Also yes. We'll take it. Rating is what? Fundamental! Alright, History of Arindia First Edition. Let's check that out. So next time we draft library, we'll be able to grab that. Hey, Rector! How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. There's the coat check I'm looking for. I know it's not ideal to draft it there, because it obviously is a dead end, but literally the thing I want to do is open a vault door, so I think now's the time to be selfish. Even if this run ended, it would be worth it, because A, we got 2 brand new books, and B, I'm gonna be able to open one of these safety deposit boxes, so I will take it. All the books, the actual life goal. I'm doing good, thank you, Rector. How are you doing this evening? Hope everybody's off to a good week so far. Thanks for stopping by on a Tuesday. I normally stream on Mondays, and I know I told you guys last minute last night that I was postponing, so I appreciate the understanding, and thank you guys for being here for another Blueprint stream. Now, this is the best dinner ever, because not only is it a bowl of soup, it comes with a side of money. I don't know about you, but that's my favorite kind of dinner, a side of money. This is called the Golden Sunrise Soup, a sun-warmed blend of fresh turmeric, golden ginger, and zesty garlic, simmered in coconut milk, and finished with a touch of lemon. Good taste pays well. It gives you +5 steps and +5 gold, plus an additional 5 gold if you have a morning room in your house. That is a fancy frickin' soup. They're literally paying you to eat. What a dream. Alright, so that was good. This is also good. And you know what's the most good? We now get to open one of these boxes. Now, 304. There it is, 304. Key. No key, but what did we get? 3 gems, an upgrade disc, and a passport for Fen Air. That's my mom. My mom had a fake passport. She has a passport for Jean Ribbon. Dang. Also, this is another one of these sigils. Take a picture of that. I mean, the evidence is overwhelming at this point that my mom is not dead. My mom participated in the heist of the crown, came back here, hid out for a while, got a fake passport, and then ran away. I guess the only issue, though, is why would she never come back or try to reach out? I mean, I suppose it wasn't safe to do so, but yeah, the evidence at this point is overwhelmingly pointing to the fact that Mama is alive. Oh, she's alive and hiding as fuck. Add another corkboard, pile of pins, and 50 meters of red string. On the bright side, do you guys see this sigil? I feel like that's gonna work in one of the doors down below. So that's fantastic. So we didn't open the vault or the safety deposit box that had the key in it, but clearly it still had something really good in it. So what we're gonna do next is go use that upgrade disc. Did you take a pic of the sigil? Yes, I did. Or this was meant for an escape from that heist they pulled but was never used. That's why it's here and not on her person. Oh. I didn't think about that. I mean, if that's true, then maybe Mom did die. Maybe she's the one moving shit around the manor. Yeah, as Rector so eloquently put it, maybe she's the mastermind of all this fuckery. That's true, too. I thought it was Uncle who's alive, but maybe it's Mom. Okay, regardless, let's see what we can get at our upgrade disc. We're gonna upgrade the Nook. Okay, nice. I draft the Nook quite often, so this is good, actually. So we can upgrade the Nook to give us +2 keys, +1 key, and plus bacon and eggs, or +1 key and library. As much as I love bacon and eggs and a cozy breakfast nook, I mean, as we've seen tonight, keys are often the bane of my existence. My fat ass being like, fuck yeah, bacon and eggs. Yeah, I agree. As hype as I am at the concept of breakfast, I agree with Mix, and I think the 2-key nook would be better for us, so I'm really sorry to disappoint everybody. No bacon and eggs, but we do get 2 keys! Yay! Now that's actually an awesome upgrade. That's really good. Okay, and the run's actually not over yet. For some reason I thought the run was over, but no, we can still go through the pool. So that's good. Yeah, I'm rarely short on steps, but I'm often short on keys, and that was my logic behind choosing that upgrade. Hi, Euro, how are you? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Blueprints. We're working on our to-do list. Tonight's to-do list in particular, I've been focusing on trying to open some of the safety deposit boxes in the vault. We've already opened one of them. It didn't contain the key I was looking for, but it did contain some other awesome goodies, so we'll take it. And speaking of awesome goodies, let's draft the armory. What's for sale in here? Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. I want that. The axe. You may use the axe in the room directory to permanently remove the gem cost from one room. Yes, we want it. Okay, we need 32 coins. Noted. That's what we're gonna start working on. Saving up our money. Hey, Teak, how are you? Good to see you again this evening. Thanks for stopping by. Here's Tiffy. That's a hefty looking axe, as if that would knock doors down, right? Should be able to just chop my way through the doors with that thing. Now, unfortunately, my decision here is gonna go against what I just said about collecting coins, but hopefully it's gonna be short-term pain for long-term gain. And yeah, we'll go security here. I think Euro and I are sharing a brain cell tonight. Hey, it's my turn on the brain cell. Mom said I could use the brain cell tonight. I don't think I'm gonna waste a key there then. Because I can't even choose what I draft there. Ah. Okay, we've got to use a key no matter what, but I'd rather use it here so I can choose what I'm drafting. And then we might be able to bypass that key requirement here. Are we gonna draft her ladyship's chamber on day 69? Let's go! Oh, baby! Yeah, for anyone just joining us, it is day 69 in-game, so we're expecting good things to happen to us today. And, this just seems appropriate. We found a spyglass telescope. Gain an additional effect of each constellation observed in the observatory. Have I oh, I already drafted the observatory today. Damn it. I guess it doesn't apply retroactively? Well, that's okay. Let's do patio. Maybe it also works if you go back? Trying to see. To go back would be so out of my way. I'll hold it for now. If and when we reach a roadblock, then I'll go back to sort of end the day, but we're not like flush with steps, so I don't want to waste them. So I'll just hold it for now. Yeah, a low priority thing to check if I run out of things to do. Exactly. Exactly. Well, actually, speaking of, we're going to be stuck here right now. None of these rooms lead north. So, yeah, we're stuck. Okay, well, let's go check out the telescope, I guess. This was a good run, though, because A, I got to open a safety deposit box, which has been my objective. My number one objective, you could say. And B, we bought a ton of books as well, which we can access. Oh, I guess the sad thing is I'm not going to be able to buy this axe. Yeah. Can't win them all, I guess. But it was a positive day. Although, I guess I did spread coins around the estate. Maybe by backtracking, I might be able to accumulate enough gold that we can buy that axe. Let's see, we're up to 25. I need 32 for the axe. Oh, we might be able to do it. We distributed a lot of gold. Don't you have sales? Shouldn't that make the axe 16? Oh, I guess it should. It didn't say when I examined it, but maybe it will. I didn't think about that. Well, we'll go try to purchase it then, regardless of how many coins I have. But first, let's try the telescope. I don't get it. What did this do differently? This did the exact same... That did the exact same thing. I'm confused. Okay. Sale. Offer valid at the following locations. Commissary, kitchen, locksmith, and bookshop. Oh, it's not valid at the armory. Damn it. Okay, well, we only need 2 more coins. So let's just look around. Yeah, it said you get an additional effect, but it seems like you just get the same things twice. Yeah, that was weird. Does it give me a 100% discount? I mean, we can go check that too. Where's my commissary again? Down in the corner. Okay. I don't have a ton of steps, but let's see what I can do here. I'm trying to just like peer through the doors without going in to see if there's money. I see a single coin. Is it worth a step? I mean, that gets us one step closer, so yes. Okay, 31. There's a burger on the table? In here? What? How did I miss that? What? How did I miss this big-ass hamburger? Damn. Thank you, Piro. Okay. We've got the sloppy Jim. Jim's Rejoice. This absolute mess of a sandwich is dripping with melted cheese and our house-made sloppy Jim barbecue mix. Served with pickle slices and a gem for extra crunch. Gives us +5 steps and a gem. I have no idea how I missed that. But, we'll take it. Damn, that looks good. I know. That looks absolutely delicious. Please do not eat the gem. Can you imagine? It was like, ooh, a side of crunchy pickles and crunchy jams. Well, between the burger and stepping in there with the sleep mask, our steps are in a good spot. Doesn't look like I get 100% off at the commissary, though. That's bullshit. Still just 50. But let's see if we can get another couple coins so we can get the axe. Okay. So if I go up to security, yeah, I can check how many coins are still around. Just double check that it was 32. Yeah, it's 32. I just need one. Oh no, but if I go in the chapel to get to security, I'm gonna waste a coin. Okay, I'm not going there right now. We're gonna go this way instead. Let's see. I didn't come over here, I don't think. Oh, I'm running out of steps, though. See, I drafted all these rooms after the office, so I think if there was money here, I would have seen it. Double check the desk in the bedroom. I don't know if I have enough steps to do that. 1, 2, no, I'm not. Well, I guess I'll get 5 steps for walking in the bedroom, though. You're saying to do a remote access? I see the issue. Is it not Swanson? That's the terminal password, isn't it? Swanson. Oh, I must have spelled it wrong. The issue with this, as I said before, is it'll tell me there's money, but it won't tell me where the money is. Which doesn't really help me when I've only got this many steps. Thanks for the clips, guys. There is 3 coins. So they're out there. But I've only got a couple of steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can only get as far as the bedroom. We're not going to be able to get that axe. Ah, well. It was still a productive day. Day 69 was good. We got 2 new books. We opened the vault. Got a clue for one of the doors down below. And got an upgrade disc. So we'll take it. Day 69 was a very nice day indeed. Thank you, day 69. Thank you. Alright, we'll take it. So we gotta continue now with my objective of opening those, safety deposit boxes. Along the way, I still need to figure out how to get a clock tower. You can see it right there outside. There's literally a clock tower. And we found a massive burger. That's right. And some bougie ass soup. Day 69 plus 1. Yeah, I feel like that's where the other key is, but I don't know. And then the other thing we need to do is draft a music room late, which we haven't been able to do yet either. So, as I said at the top of the stream, today's run, I mean, all of our runs are very RNG based, but I feel like today's run is extra RNG based because we're getting to the point now where I'm getting like very specific things I need to do. Whereas before it was like my list was really long. So even if the one thing I wasn't working on didn't work out, normally I could like pivot. But obviously the more mysteries we solve, the shorter our list gets and the more targeted our runs become, which unfortunately leaves us up to the whims of RNGesus. It's our first anniversary of day 69. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Well, we'll draft the dining room. We won't get bougie soup and burgers, but at least we'll get our packed lunch, which I always love. We'll go bedroom here to make sure we're doing good on steps. And then let's keep moving. We'll go pantry there. Coins and apple. Then we'll go... I feel like we should go Nook and get those 2 keys. The more mysteries we solve, the shorter our list gets. You have 40 plus hours in this game at this point. You know this is a lie. That's true, actually. It feels like my list gets shorter, but God knows the next time I go to tick something off my list, I'll also be adding 2 more things to said list. So you're totally right. The thought of my list getting shorter is actually an illusion. Go kitchen. I won't buy any food right now. I'll hold off. But knowing it's an option is always helpful, just in case we run out of steps. Oh, of course we get the casino today. Can't draft it. I don't have enough gems, but what I can draft is the courtyard, which is always nice. And in the courtyard, we can use our watering can to get another gem and then pick up the metal detector. Then we'll go, I guess we'll go bedroom closet and hope that there's a vault key in there. There's not, but there is a shovel, so I'll take that. Man, the kitchen got a gorgeous view. Yeah, seriously. Really nice view overlooking the grounds. Those giant windows. It's a perfect spot to build a kitchen, to be honest. Okay, we'll go... Den. Then we'll go... Boudoir. I'm gonna grab the gems, but then I'm gonna backtrack and go the other way before I get too far north for my liking. And den what? Get it? Den? Yeah, I like that, TS. I like that. Ah, thank you, metal detector. I wouldn't have even noticed that little key there. It really comes in handy. Okay, well from here we'll go... Guess we'll go nursery and just ensure that our steps are good. Ooh, and in the nursery we get a banana! Nom 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 nom. And coins! Nom 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 nom. the shovel! Oh, nom 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 nom. Look, I don't judge what other people find yummy. Ooh. Car keys. Going for the ate everything in the house run. Let's go wine cellar. Grab some gems. Ooh, and we got a dig spot. Which gives us an ordinary key. Random coin on the floor. Hell yeah. We've got so many snacks now. 4 keys, 8 gems, 37 coins. All the snacks. Nom, 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 nom. That is so dumb. I love it. Okay. Go chapel here. They'll steal a coin from me. But that's okay. So we've got a few to spare. Then we'll go drawing room. You're a gremlin and it's past midnight. Time to tear this house apart. Conference room. Now, I do have the car keys. May as well go in the garage and then we can use them. And here we'll also get a bunch of keys. And a large battery pack. Ooh, and the secret garden key. Okay, that's pretty good. Anything else in here? This car really needs a checkup. That is a lot of oil. There's literally a mop and a bucket right here. And y'all are just letting the oil pool in the garage? Okay. Rector, I don't even know if I can read out loud what you said or if Twitch will just auto-ban me. You know what? We're gonna test it. Rector says when you draft the classroom, but part of the sign is scratched off, so it says ass room, ties on bib, licks lips. Nom nom. Oh, you are fucking crazy, man, and I love it. Oh, man. Alright, can't see what we're drafting? That's always fun. Oh no! Not the fucking gym! I hate it! Well, that stole half our steps. That's the worst. On the bright side, I do get to eat my lunch and pet puppies here, so that's good. That helps with morale. That absolutely helps with morale. Then I got a brick so I can throw it at anyone else who makes me use a gym without my consent. Ooh, if we go library, I can read the new book we bought. That's good. All right. Story time, everyone. Settle in. The History of Orinda, Ajera to Iraja by Caleb Manning. Published by Ruffington Red Publishing in 1979. This book was graciously gifted to the library by Simon P. Jones. Forward. Orindia was once the name used to designate the realms of the eastern waters, though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics, nor commonly known to the average citizen. Its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands that it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Orindians. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for the generations yet to come. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era. Oh, Muffin's here for story time. Hi, babe. You gave up with the belt? Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Agira, by the ascension of the first king of Orindia, whose name, Orus, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Orus was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Orus had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Orus, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Orindia could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry along every thoroughfare. From Orus all the way to the western banks, a new kingdom was born. Is this just... Oh... I was going to say, what does this have to do with anything? But immediately I see when I skip over here to Third Era, you can see those symbols. Okay. This must have to do with... There must be clues in here for the sigils that we're looking for. Second Era. It was the 4th king of Orindia who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his late children. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heart spring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Orinda Aries, after the angelic paragon of royalty, Orinda. Tiff, it's blueprints. Nothing means nothing in this game. That's true. The youngest he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Aries, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse, which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern realm of Araja, the mystical realm of the ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. Yeah, so I think this has to do with trying to parse out probably the symbols down below and which, or the sigils and which symbol they belong to. As well, if you remember, the other thing we have to eventually work towards is the red string corkboard in room 46, where we have to path out Uncle's path to all 8 countries. So having this information will probably be helpful as well. As the Second Era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the Third Era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Aries to the southern shores of Araja. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. A promise that would unfortunately, as my readers will soon find, not be kept. As the kingdom of Orinda Aries entered the 4th Era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desolates III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who often was seen among the people, eating, drinking, and conversing. A sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well, who could scarce believe that they, as peasantry, would ever sup with the crown. Desolates was renowned as the king of the people, and it was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Orus, leaving castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare. Yet not all were swayed so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his situation, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tears and tales of common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent, which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Fen, or as I've been instructed to say, the grand city of Fen. After the passing of King Desolates III, the 4th Era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age and surrounded by his people in Orus, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters due to the fact that Desolates IV shared his father's good name, but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. Clever. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. Yeah, this part wasn't in the other edition of the book. The book got heavily censored after publishing, hence why we had to purchase the first edition to get the full story. And I think this was the part that was edited out, the pacification of Fen. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch-Ares and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years. Wow, that's a long time for a war. And saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Jesus. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Horus had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3, Fen, Ares, Arch-Ares, and Araja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colors of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land that we each call home. For this, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. This land is, after all that has happened, still Orindia. Damn. Okay, so as I mentioned, well, obviously it's a bit of a story here, just about, history of the world. It's a bit of world building. But I think it's going to come in handy in 2 ways. A, I see these symbols, and the symbols are linked to names. So I think that's going to be helpful for us deciphering which sigil goes to which door down below. Additionally, just putting names to each of these continents, I think will also help when trying to pin the locations on the red string board. So I think we can basically pick things out of this story that'll help us solve some puzzles, is my thought right now. So what I'm going to do is take pictures of every page. So later, if and when we get to this point, we can reference it. Okay. Cool. Story time with Tiff. Complete. So, what exactly did we learn? We learned that war never changes. That's good. Rector, how was the rest of Frogger the other night? After a recent stream, we raided over to my friend Rector, who's a great streamer, by the way. Y'all should go follow him. And he was playing the weirdest game. I raided over and I was literally like, what the fuck is this? He was playing a Frogger game from the 90s, and I've never played a Frogger game before, so I wasn't sure what I was watching. And it just looked crazy. So, TLDR, how did that go? Oh my god, look! I drafted the armory and looks what's for sale! The axe! Yes! We couldn't get it yesterday. But on the anniversary of day 69, I was able to buy the axe. So, the reason the axe is so freaking awesome is because of its description. You may use the axe in the room directory to permanently remove the gem cost from one room. That is sick! So, we go into the directory. What did we decide to use the axe on before? We used the axe on Oh god, I can't even remember. Oh no, I remember what we used it on. We used it on the cloister. Yeah, the cost of the cloister is what we decided to axe before. So I remember the runner-up, the other thing that I was thinking about axing is... looking for it. Looking for it. Trophy room. This is what I was thinking. So trophy room right now, it costs 5 gems, but you get 8 gems. So if we axe the cost of the trophy room, we'll basically get a free 8 gems. Which to me sounds like a pretty good freaking deal. What we'll need to do is I'll need to adjust, we'll axe it obviously, and then what I would like to do is then also, if possible, adjust the rarity so the trophy room appears more often, because right now it's unusual, so we don't see it a lot. But if we could adjust the rarity of the room, that would make this freaking awesome. But one thing at a time. It is time to chop. I think this is what I would like to do, is chop the cost of the trophy room. So this becomes free, and essentially this room will then give us plus 8 free gems. So, would you like to permanently axe this floor plan's gem cost? I sure would. Alright. Heck yeah, chop chop. Question, is the mace on the left also for sale? Yeah, I think so. I can't remember what it does though. Can knock the locks off chests and trunks. So it's basically a sledgehammer. But I think we already have a... No, we don't have it. I get mixed up sometimes what items we have on what run. So that could be worth buying. And then there's also shield. Which actually, no, I think the shield is better. Once per day while drafting, you can equip Knight Shield to ignore the negative effect of any one red room. So we've only got enough to buy one, either the shield or the mace. I think the shield's the better buy, but what do you guys think? Because I feel like we still have the possibility to find the sledgehammer versus we have no replacement for the shield. We also learned that there are a lot of words in that book. Yeah, seriously, my throat is dry. That was a lot of reading. Also, Muffin is, situated on her throne, so let me wheel her over into the video. Are you gonna look at us? There you are. Look at this pretty girl on her throne. Blue prince? This is the gray princess. I'm leaning shield. If we don't find a sledge, it doesn't hurt to know the Morning Star is there. That's true, too. I mean, we could always come back and get the mace. It's pretty cheap. It's only 8 coins, so. Everyone's saying hi, Muffy. Everyone's saying hi. Yeah. So I think I've told you guys this before, but for anyone new, I've got 2 desks here. You can probably see, obviously, this is my gaming desk. I work from home the majority of the time, so this is my work desk. So the reason I have 2 chairs in my office is while I'm there for most of the day, 8 to 4, Muffin sits on what I like to call her assistant's chair and just hangs out with me while I work. So that's why I've got 2 chairs in this very small office. One for me and one for my baby. All right, let's keep moving. Over here, we've got... should we go Great Hall? Or should we go Hallway? Let's go Hallway. Muffin, first of her name, the queen of the treats and pets, and rightful monarch of this flat? Yes. No, that's perfect. She is the rightful monarch of, honestly. She could be the Queen of Canada. What do you guys think? I think she could. Okay, this is good. We can use office here, which is the opportunity to earn and spread money. But because we already have the conference room, all the money will actually be concentrated there in the conference room. So we don't have to go all over looking for it. I can just spread the money here, then go back to the conference room and pick it all up. You'd vote for her? Is that how monarchs get elected? I think so. It's a very democratic process. I'm pretty sure no one has ever had any issues with a monarch and how they're selected. She'd be an improvement over your current monarch, that much is certain. Okay, let's pop back to the conference room and grab all my money. Muffin for Queen of Canada 2026. Her first decree would be wet food every day for every meal for all cats in this country. That would be her first royal decree. And then after that, she'd be too busy eating said wet food to do anything else in her realm. I'm telling you now, that's exactly how it would play out with Muffin as Queen of Canada. All right, luckily we're gonna get enough money in here that we can actually buy that mace. Or Morning Star, whatever you would like to call it. So that's good. The issue here is I am getting a little low on steps. Not enough that our run's over or anything. But enough that we're definitely going to want to prioritize steps moving forward. I was going to say, hopefully not for humans. I don't want cat food. Ugh, wet cat food is the most disgusting shit on the planet, and yet it's Muffin's favorite thing on the entire world. It sucks. I'm like, ugh, giving it to her. It smells so bad, and yet she loves it so much. It's awful. It's like, I love you, so I'm gonna give you this, but I hate it. Oh, it is a Morning Star, is its official name. Okay. Alright, let's keep moving. Doing really good on resources. 7 keys, 6 gems, 14 coins. Ooh, and a music room. Now the question is this late enough to draft the music room? So just to refresh your guys' memories, the 4 keys that we're looking for, one of the hints that we have for such key is the 7th is major if you draft it quite late. And we've also accumulated a bunch of other clues that are pointing to the music room. But the question is it too early to draft the music room? TS says, I still reckon you need to draft at a rank 8. That's what I'm thinking too. I think it's too early because we're only rank 5. But I suppose TS makes a good point. We could just draft it now to test my theory. Because we'll either find something in here to use that we might have just overlooked, or there'll be nothing in there and then we'll know, no, we need to get it later. So yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's draft it right now and take a look. Ooh, okay, it was worth drafting because we get a key card, which is nice. No.
Look at the girly in the screen.
Everyone just agreed that she should be the next monarch of Canada. And I said... And I said her first decree would be that all cats get wet food every day for every meal. And then there will be no further decrees because she would be too busy eating wet food every day for every meal. Also, the people say hi. She said, oh, hi. Hopefully that was a good impersonation. She doesn't like it when I don't impersonate her inflection. No, it's just a regular key. Damn it. I thought that was the key we were looking for. But no, it was just a regular key. Okay. So, I suppose that proves the theory then, absolutely debated, that we do need to wait and draft it later. Because it had a key, but it was not the key we were looking for. Just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Can't interact with the piano. We already solved the riddle with these music sheets. What was the other... Just looking now at the music stuff we had written down. The music-related things. Oh, right. A major scale in the key of A is what I had written down. Right. Is the playing music a clue? I don't know. I'm not well versed in music to know. There's one chair missing. Oh. Wait, is this a clue? This is seriously the part where I'm putting on my tinfoil hat, because I'm looking at everything like, is this a clue? Is it a clue that there's not an even amount of chairs and some of them are dark purple and some of them are light purple? I don't know. Can't interact with anything in here. I thought for sure I'd maybe have to play something on the piano. Quick, to the corkboard store! I'm with you, nothing is nothing in this game. Well, there are 8 chairs on each side and all things come in 8s in this game. That's a good point. 8 is the lucky number. I'm just wondering because, like, those 2 are purple and then, like, this one is purple. And then this chair is empty and this chair is empty. I just feel like it maybe could be something, but I don't know what. Maybe it's just trying to tell us that we have to draft the room on rank 8. Yeah, like everything is 8. Route 8, room 8. 8 is definitely the lucky number. The 8th letter was missing. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Well, at least drafting the music room right now at least proved or disproved one of our theories, whichever way you want to look at it, that drafting the music room on rank 5 is not high enough. And I guess the thing is, too, I'm presuming for us to get the key, we're going to have to do something in the music room that perhaps is not available until we draft it late. So maybe that's our issue too, is we don't have it drafted late enough for us to actually see an effect. So okay, I guess we'll leave it for now. May as well go to the secret garden, why not? Why not? May as well. No, the real question is, can I eat any of these apples or oranges to regain some steps? That would be nice. Is there anything else here to find? Yeah, that wall is still extremely suspicious, isn't it? Like, that looks like a hidden door to me. For sure. See, we had all 3 arrows pointing that way, which revealed this arrow, so it makes me think if I pointed all 3 arrows towards the very obvious secret door, it would do something over there, but I can only move 2 of them. I can't move the top one. Does the black brick next to it do anything? Nope. I'm just rapid clicking on all of the bricks here. Doesn't appear that it does anything. You can't move the top one yet. Yeah. True. Maybe there's something else I'm missing. Let's just take a look around. Oh, there's a couple dig spots. That suspicious wall, I think I read the solution to that. Tia says, so it is something. Yeah, I guess that answers that. Yeah, see, I can only move 2 of the arrows. The duck swan thing is facing south. West, north. Clearly the third wheel to turn is in the ass room. Yeah, there must be another wheel somewhere is all I can think. That just closes that? Okay. That's not what we want. Well, I guess we'll leave it for now. I also didn't realize the secret garden spreads fruit. So, if the conference room wasn't so far away... Well, hang on, how many steps away is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Yeah, it's too many. I was gonna say we'd go back and get our fruit, but... it's too far away to make it worth it. Okay, we can get a bedroom though, which will be good. Nice, that totally replenishes our steps up to 28 now, so we can go back and get our fruit. If we so choose. But first... we should head onwards. Fuck it, I'm just gonna ask Google what it is. Oh, not the solution I expected, that's all I'll say, however. Is it something... You know, I talk about this all the time. There's 2 things when it comes to puzzles. It's either a, oh, awesome, when I figure it out, like, oh, that makes sense, it's all clicking into place. Or it's a, that's dumb, I never would have figured that out without help. Which of those would you categorize that solution to be? Yeah, maybe like a small hint could be helpful. Dang. That was good. Look at all those bonuses. Oh, you need a crafted item. Okay. That's actually a good hint. So there's nothing I'm missing in terms of, like, looking for another lever or something. I'm sure you'd stumble on it eventually, given infinite time. Yeah, that's the thing, too, is this game assumes that, yeah, you've got infinite time. I'm gonna go Great Hall here. Because we can for sure open this door. And then we can get Treasure Trove, which will give us a ton of monies. We don't even necessarily need monies, but we like monies. Now might be a good time to use the Night Shield on Lost and Found, so I get to go in and just take the items and they won't take any from me. They give me dice. What is that? You know what that is? That's a piece of one of those sigils. That gives me like half of it. It gives me the outside, the lines, and the symbols. Ah. But then how do I find the other half? I guess we could always brute force the other half too. If we've got 3 things. Yeah, it's only 4 things you need, right? So if we have 3 of them, we could easily brute force the other one. Also, heck yeah, another safe deposit box key. Okay, amazing. Also, I opened the antechamber by complete accident. But you know what? We'll take it, because we get an allowance token, which means our allowance has been permanently increased by 2. And we may as well go open room 46, I guess. Is the photograph a clue as to which realm sigil that is? Well, that's outside. That's the fountain and the mountain. So that's here at the manor. What was the note you just ignored? Oh, it's the note that's always there. It says to go forward, you must go down, indicating to opening the door to room 46, you have to go underneath the foundation. I didn't draft coat check today, did I? Because we've got a key now, and soon we'll have the crown, but neither are going to be helpful if I can't use them. I need to try to draft coat check, I think, is what I need to do. I don't even need to necessarily go into room 46. I need coat check. And I'm not gonna get coat check, am I? Okay. Let's just see what I have over here before I even try to solve the puzzle. I need coat check or vault. And I'm not gonna get either one of them. Okay, well... may as well go rotunda. That's the only way that we don't get stuck. Coat check or vault. Coat check or vault. I need coat check or vault. Come on, RNGesus, give it to me. Coat check or vault. Oh, can't you see? Coat check! Bless you! Alright, perfect. We will check vault key 370. Thank you. RNGesus, sending one up high. Alright. Now, unfortunately, we are stuck. I guess we could go open room 46. I don't know if there's anything we even need in there, though. Like, the crown's in there. But there's nothing we can do with it, because I can only coat check one item at a time. I've decided to coat check the vault key, because that's the thing I'm currently working on. Oh, you still haven't actually seen room 46? Okay, well, if that's the case, let's go open it. I think I have enough steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, then down, then a couple down there, up. Yeah, I should have enough steps. Let's go open room 46 and show Rector. And who knows, maybe there's something that we missed in there that could be like a good clue for the sigils or something like that. Something that we didn't recognize before because we didn't know what we were looking at. The worst part is in room 46 there's a crown. It's the crown that we've heard so much about with the heist. And it has an awesome ability, which I thought would be a permanent upgrade. You know, you think you'd get a crown, you'd put it on your head, and then you wouldn't lose it. But no. Simon apparently can't do that, so the crown, you have to pick it up every time to use it. Meaning the only way it's actually useful is if you coat check it. But again, what the issue is right now I've got competing priorities, if you will, and I really want that safe deposit box key. So I can't coat check both of them at the same time, so we won't get the crown, but that's okay. We'll still go show Rector what's in room 46, and like I said, maybe we'll pick up a new clue while we're there. In fact, while we're down here, why don't I see if I can get any of these other sigils working? Because we had the one on the passport. I guess the issue with the one that we saw on the passport is we don't know... Oh, it's for Fen Ares. Yeah, see, the thing is I don't know which of those symbols Fen Ares is. But if I cross-reference the book... Did that have the symbol of Fen Ares? I want to say we've written down some of the name symbol combinations before. Yeah, let me see. Or it's in my pictures. Must be in my pictures. Give me a minute here, guys, as I sort through my 1 million screenshots from this game. Let's see. What is the symbol of Fen Ares? Oh, yeah. Hang on. No, never mind. I've got... I think it's this one. I think it's the mountains, because... And I've taken all these pictures on my phone, so I apologize. It's so hard to share them with you guys. But in one of the classrooms... there was this. That's not very big. Okay, well, in one of the classrooms there was this, and it's the geography of Fen Ares, and it points out a number of landmarks around the region, and one of them is mountains. So I'm just thinking maybe the mountain symbol corresponds with Fen Ares, and I suppose I can test the theory very easily. I can just plug in the symbol from the passport. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I mean, I guess the other alternative is we just brute force this. One of them is Fen Ares. Which one it is, I don't know, but one of them has this symbol. Oh, wait. No. I forgot. The symbol in the middle corresponds with the symbol outside. I forgot. The symbol is right in the sigil. So if that's the case... It's this one. It's the one we already had. Oh no, are you serious? The only one that we had is the one that was on that passport. Fuck's sakes. I was so excited because we found one, but literally the one that we already had, the one that we already figured out was the one on that passport. So that doesn't help us at all. Okay. Well, I suppose the other thing we can do is I can try to brute force these with the half or recorder that we found in the Lost and Found. Thank you for the hydration, Bronny. No, wait. Go back. The other one was right. It's... yeah, okay, so it's that outside. It's... okay, it's squiggles, and then... that. Okay, so the outside lever moves that. The inside lever... oh, you have to do them from inside out or everything will change. Okay. Hey, okay. How do I change... oh. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, no, I don't know if we even have enough information to brute force this. We'll see. Okay, so those are the symbols. Then I don't know about the lines. Okay, and then... yeah, no, I don't have enough information to do this. I need to find more of that. Because we don't have how they're split up. I mean, I guess I could just guess. Sorry, I know this is so difficult for you guys because you can't look at what I'm looking at. I guess we could just split it evenly like that. Then put... these. Then change the lines. I'm digging all these rock sliding sound effects though, my kind of ASMR. See, what I'm also confused on is what exactly affects what. Okay, there we go. So we need squiggly lines. Yeah, no, this is... I feel like we do not have nearly enough information, unfortunately. And like, God knows this isn't even the right center thing. Okay. I'm just... yeah, let's just give up on this for now. Okay, the whole reason we came down here was to open room 46 to go show Rector what it was like, so let's go do that. The depth and breadth of Seth. Wow. That's a heck of a username. Hello. "10 steps to do it will be enough." It'll be close. You're right, I wasted steps going in those 8 rooms. Oh no, Rector. I might have ruined your chance to see room 46. I forgot going into each of those rooms would cost steps. Let's see. We might be able to do it. It'll be close. I'll just make you sit on the edge of your seat here while we see if I can make it. I can't believe I'm getting blueprints bald like this. As a punishment, you need to draw an artist's impression of it in MS Paint. So it is a room. It has 4 walls and a desk and... I can't even remember what else is in there. Some statues. The crown. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think we're gonna be just short. 3, 2. Oh, I think we're gonna be 1 step short. I think I'm literally going to be 1 step short. Can I just run? Run, 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 run. No! Come on. I am so sorry, Rector. Wow. That was the ultimate middle finger to you. 1 step short. Well, that was about as close as you could get to room 46 without ever going in, so... That's exciting, right? That's still exciting for you, right? Still did the job. For anyone just joining us, I've been in room 46 before. I didn't even really need to get in room 46 on that instance, but Rector had said he had never seen room 46. So I was like, oh, well, I'll go there just to show you what it's like. And then through a series of unfortunate events, well, you just saw what happened. Rip not min-maxing. Tiff's the world's first max-minner gamer. Yeah, that was, wow, that was bad. For anyone hoping to see room 46, I'm sorry. I fumbled at the 1 yard line. That was embarrassing. On the bright side, we're starting off this day well equipped. Now, walk back and forth between rooms like 7 times so we do it again. It's a new running joke on the stream is that we're never gonna allow Rector to see room 46. The second he's gone, the second he stops watching, we'll be in room 46 having a party. Second he's back, closest you can get is the door. Alright, so we have got a safe deposit box key checked and waiting for us in code check. So what we need to do today is try to draft Vault. Well, and code check. But one thing at a time. If we can draft Vault, then we can use that safe deposit box key and see what's inside. The real room 46 is the friends we made along the way. We also need to draft a music room, but we've learned now that down here is much too early. We need to wait before we draft music room. So it was an option there, but we're going to hold off. Those are the 2 things we're working on right now, is getting the safe deposit boxes opened. Hopefully we'll open the one that has the key that we're looking for. And then we're also trying to figure out what's going on in the music room. It's the try not to see room 46 challenge. No room 46% speed run of blueprints. Alright guys, let's put our heads together for a little logic puzzle, shall we? The white box is true. The gems are in this box. The gems are not in this box. Well, they can't all be true. They can't all be true. Okay, so this is false. Then this is false. Then this is true, but that doesn't help us narrow down the gems, because it means they're in... Well, actually, that's not true. If this is false, then this is false, and this is true. The gems aren't in here. The gems aren't in here. The gems are in here. Yeah, I agree with you, TS. I think it means gems in black. Yes! Let's go! Woo! Alright. Do we have a 100% success rate on the logic puzzles tonight? I think we've been off to a really good start. I don't think we've missed one tonight. All our noodles are in good working order, it appears. We could try a workshop. Ooh. Battery pack. Let's see, shovel plus sledgehammer is nothing. Shovel plus battery pack plus something is something. And battery pack plus sledgehammer plus something is something. So we're missing one key ingredient. Noted. When we find more stuff, we'll come back and see what that missing third piece is. I'm entirely too fucking stupid for these logic puzzles. Well, that's the beauty of the stream. If we put all of our singular brain cells together, we create a mass that's dense enough that we can sometimes solve those puzzles. I mean, let's go bedroom closet, see if we can get the item we need to add. I doubt it's a sleeping mask, but worth a shot, I guess. Sleeping mask plus battery pack? Nope. Gonna call Tiff mitochondria, because she's the powerhouse of the brain cell. Yeah, it's sledgehammer plus battery pack plus something. Or it's shovel plus battery pack plus something. I feel like it's like duct tape, you know? Shovel plus battery pack plus duct tape gives you power shovel, but I haven't seen duct tape on the run. A battery-powered sleeping mask. That's basically my sleeping headphones. Do you have the sleep mask that also goes over your ears and has headphones in it? I got that for Alana for Christmas. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. It's really cool invention. Shovel plus battery pack plus 1987 Honda Civic. Jesus. What are you up to, Rector? I guess we can go commissary. See if I can buy the missing third item in there. Tallara, remind me what day you're on. I am on day 71. So what we're currently working on... Ooh, a banana. What we're currently working on is opening the 8 doors underneath the antechamber. We've opened 4, so we're 50% of the way through. I'm trying to open the other 4. So specifically, I'm trying to open the safety deposit boxes in the vault. It appears that one of them probably holds a key. And then the other thing I'm working on is I'm trying to draft the music room later. So rank 8 or later. Dave, thinking quickly, makes a homemade megaphone using only some string, a squirrel, and a megaphone. Cool, not a lot of contraptions yet, though. I've made a few, but clearly not one involving those items, I guess. I'm not... Is there a running list of all the contraptions you've made? I don't know that there is. It would be helpful if there was, but I don't think there is. Unless I... No, it doesn't say. We do draft the workshop fairly rarely, yeah. I've made some things, like we made the fire magnifying glass, which really came in handy. For lighting the candles and stuff. Oh, the library keeps track. Oh, okay. Good to know. Well, next time we have the library, I'll look in there. Hi, Kooks. Oh, speak of the devil. And it shall appear. Here's the library. Okay. Well, first of all, the first thing I want to do is take the opportunity to check out the other new book that we purchased, which was The Curse of Blackbridge. Spooky. So we will request that for next time, and then let's see if I can tell you guys how many contraptions I've made. Oh, right, records, yes. Oh, I didn't realize this was here. So it took me almost 24 hours of playtime to get to room 46 the first time around. That's cool. Total playtime, 40 and a half hours. Total day, 71. Longest day, an hour and a half. Average day, half hour. All the steps we've taken. Keys turned. Gems used. Wow. I've drafted over 1,600 rooms. That's crazy. Puzzle records. We've solved a lot in the parlor. We've got 11 upgrade discs, 6 red letters, 4 sanctum keys. Okay, so that's not the workshop stuff. Must be this book over here. Mount Holly scrapbook. My favorite floor plans. Apparently I can't seem to ever pass up gallery. My #1 most drafted room is the den, followed by the bedroom and then the hallway. My most paid for is the passageway, followed by the courtyard, followed by security. My most time is spent in the library, which makes sense. Some of these books are very, very long. We spend a lot of time in here reading books and analyzing them, so that checks out. Oh, here we go. Contraptions I've made. Okay, so I made the electromagnet with a compass and battery pack. I made the burning glass with a magnifying glass and a metal detector. I made a detector shovel with a shovel and metal detector. And I've made a dowsing rod with a shovel and compass. But it looks like I've maybe only made half of the contraptions because there's still a whole page here on the right side that's not filled in. So there you have it. That's how many contraptions I've made. 4. My largest purchase was from the bookshop, a new clue, 50 gold. My most avoided floor plan is the laundry room, followed by the lavatory, then the locksmith. My highest grade is grade 5. We still got to work on that too, finishing all the grades. This is cool. I like going through these books actually, to see sort of where we're at, get a recap of everything we've done. So that's kind of cool. There you go. That answers your question. I've made 4 different contraptions, but clearly there's a lot more to make. Turns out that Tiff is not smarter than a 5th grader. What was the page with the rectangular spaces? I have no idea. Not sure. May as well go treasure trove, I guess, and get rich. Money, money! Heck yeah. Okay. You need to make a battery-powered nuclear steam shovel and car wash. And car wash? Shovel and car wash sounds like quite the contraption indeed. Does the shovel do the car washing? How do we dispose of the nuclear waste generated? Harvest some of the car's oil from the garage and make a flamethrower out of the burning glass. I like how you think. Let's do patio. Got a gym. A coin. It's rather dirty. Armory. May as well, seeing as we got all these coins to spend. Ooh, this is new. What is this? Self-igniting torch. Oh, cool. So you can use this in place of the burning glass. Interesting. Can light candles and ignite fuses. I mean, I don't think there's anything else we need to light. So I'm not sure how handy that'll be. We've already got a sledgehammer, so we definitely don't need to buy that. But we can buy the shield. Let's do that. On that note, it's time for me to head to bed. Have a good night. Good night, Rector. Thanks for hanging out. It was so good to see you, as always. Sweet dreams. And And we'll go boudoir. One of my favorite things I think we've stumbled upon in this game is drafting the boudoir on December 25th in-game, and there being a Christmas tree in here and presents. That was so cool and so unexpected. It made me so happy. I kind of want to redraw here. Or no, I guess I could go pump room to go right and then use hallway to go up through the foundation and go left. Yeah, let's do that. I'll just draft that for now. I won't go that way. I'll go around the other way. I'll go this way. Now I wonder, if you play until day 380 something, do you get a second Christmas Easter egg? Oh, good question. If I play for an entire year, what happens? Now, as much as I would love to do trophy room and get plus 8 gems, we are going to go Cloister of Rinna here to give us lots of options. There's also some dig spots, so we'll take it. No, wait, it'd be more than 380 because the game starts in early November, but anyway, point stands, yeah. I mean, we're 40 hours into the game and we're on day 71, so I suppose though you could skip days. Like, that's me utilizing every day to its fullest, but I suppose if you wanted to test the theory and just skip ahead a year, you could just end each day almost rapid fire. Because I was going to say, extrapolate my 40 hours and you'll know how long it would take to test that theory, but no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not sure what to do here. I'm not sure what the best play is. Either way, it's going to be a dead end, which is okay. But what do I want? Do I want the breaker box in the utility closet? Do I want the sauna? Or do I want the observatory? I feel like any one of those could be a good option, because any one of those is going to give me a benefit. Day 413 would get you to second Christmas. Good to know. I guess I'll go observatory, because that has the potential for multiple benefits. Nice. 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 This was the right choice. We get 6 diamonds, 1 key, and everything is 50% off today. If you did use each day to its fullest, you would reach day 413 in just under 240 hours, so damn. We'd be streaming a lot more blueprints if that was the case. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but... in terms of resources, we're freaking killing it here. Okay, I guess we'll go security. I wouldn't even come close to cracking my top 10 most played games. What is everybody's most played game of all time? Mine is World of Warcraft for sure. I don't know for sure how many hours I have in World of Warcraft, but I would imagine it's in the high hundreds. Somewhere between 500 and 1,000. That would be mine. Ooh, coat check. Okay, do I grab that now? I probably should. The worst part is then it's a dead end. But if I don't get the key, then there's no point in finding the vault. Yours is probably WoW as well, Seth. TS's is Counter-Strike. I know my Counter-Strike hours roughly, but I'm not sure I want to tell. MK says probably still Oblivion for me, like 3K. That's crazy. Hundreds. So you played for 2 months? Yeah, I would have to check my /played, but I would assume... Well, see, the thing is, though, is that I've had multiple characters throughout the years, so even just logging in and doing /played wouldn't give me an accurate, but if I had to guess, it would maybe be like, I don't know, 700, 800. Which is nothing compared to your guys' numbers. MK with 3,000 in Oblivion. TS with over 5,000 in Counter-Strike. Brawny with over 1,500 in Elite Dangerous. Dang. You guys are making my WoW numbers look like rookie numbers. Rookie numbers. Alright, I am not going to get Coach Check right now. I'm going to Night Shield Weight Room to open us up for the most amount of options. And right away, one of those options is blocked. 2 of those options is blocked. Wow, okay. Guess I made the wrong decision. Jeez Louise. Mine is WoW as well. I wouldn't be surprised if I had somewhere around 10,000 hours. Holy crap. Yeah, you guys are making me look like an absolute rookie. That's for sure. My wife and I met in WoW and spent months just being in WoW to spend time together. Oh my god, really? That is such a cute story. I love that. That is very sweet. In terms of, obviously it's easier to accumulate more hours usually in either multiplayer games or MMOs. So in terms of single player games, my most played single player game, see, it's hard because in modern day games, obviously it's easier to track time. If you're playing on Steam or PlayStation, it'll track hours for you. So this is not counting however many hours I put into stuff as a kid that I have no way to check. But in terms of modern games, it would be Witcher 3. I've got over 300 hours in Witcher 3. I did about 150 on PC, and then I did another 150 or 200 on PS4. So be over 300 hours in Witcher 3, I think, is the most hours I put into a single player game. Honorable mentions would be Persona 5, which I've got... Honestly, Persona 5, between Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, is probably 300 or 300 plus as well. That's definitely an honorable mention. And then Red Dead Redemption 2 is also an honorable mention between Steam and PS4. Obviously, the hours build up a bit more when you're playing the game multiple times and on multiple consoles. So I think those would be, in terms of like my modern day games, probably my top 3. But obviously, yeah, I can't count any stuff that I played as a kid either, which I can only imagine like how many hours I had in RuneScape as a kid. So, yeah. Quest for Glory with the randomizer is probably the single player game with most hours for me. I've never heard of that one. What's Quest for Glory? Whoa, this is good. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, permanently add 1 gold to your allowance. Yo, we will do that. So now all we gotta do is just draft good rooms and we'll be rewarded permanently. If you still have the account, you can go and check your RuneScape hours. I wouldn't know if I do or not, to be honest with you. I have no idea. But yeah, a lot of games throughout the years, obviously. I also had a couple 100 hours in Fire Emblem Three Houses. That game was fantastic because, as the name implies, there were 3 different routes to get through, and then the DLC added another route as well, and I freaking loved the game. and didn't want to stop playing it. So there's a couple hundred hours in that one as well. And a couple hundred hours in Breath of the Wild as well over all my playthroughs. So now that I'm thinking about it, there are a few single-player games that I've got 200, 300 plus hours in. Unfortunately, I think we are stuck. We are blocked by security car doors and just a regular key door. Oh, there's 5 keys around. Never mind, we are not stuck. There's a bunch of shit that I have not gotten that I guess we'll just backtrack and try to find. I'm always so impressed when people have like 1,000 plus hours in a single player game. Cough cough MK with 3K hours in Oblivion. I feel like even games that I've loved the most and I've like taken the time to do everything, see everything, I've maxed out at sort of like 300 hours. So the fact that you guys persevere through hundreds and hundreds of hours, I'm like, honestly, that's impressive to me because it shows like how dedicated you were to the game, you know? And like how you milked every drop of content that you could. All right, I didn't realize also we've got dinner down here, multiple courses. We first got lemon glazed salmon, charbroiled Cajun spice salmon, lemon butter sauce served over spinach leaf. Then we've got what a spread, a sloppy Jim plus jam. And then, to wash it all down, for dessert, we have key lime pie, which gives us a key! Yes! Not only do we get to have dinner, we also get a key, which means our run is not over, ladies and gentlemen. Seeing as I have literal steps to spare right now, I am going to take the time to backtrack. I forgot that since we drafted the locker room, we literally have keys spread throughout this house, so it's worth going back, seeing as, again, we've got steps to spare after that 3-course meal to find some of them. I wish I had the metal detector. That would make my life easier, but alas, we must use our eyeballs like peasants. I mean, I've already got 5 keys, so we're already in pretty good shape. Did I pick up anything new we can combine? No. And this way was a dead end? Yes. Okay, well, let's just start making our way back up, I guess. We've got 5 keys, so it's a good start. If we're talking story-driven single-player games, then Cyberpunk takes the cake with 457 hours. Nice. Yeah, I think if you look on Steam, my most played game would be Witcher 3, but again, a lot of my cumulative hours in games is because I play them over multiple systems. I find it's like easier for me to replay a game where I'm like, oh, but I'm playing this on PC now, which is not different, but in a way it is. Like, I played Witcher 3 on PS4 at launch because I didn't have a gaming PC at that time, so I put, you know, 150 hours or so into it. And then I got a gaming PC, and I was like, well, this is the perfect time to replay The Witcher 3. And then I put, you know, another 150 hours into it. So it's like, it doesn't show the cumulative when you look on my Steam page, but across the platforms, it's a lot more. All right, let's use these keys to keep moving. What adds the courses to the meal? Oh, it was a blessing that we have. I can show you, but essentially it was whenever you do something that spreads. So like, for example, if we drafted the office here, then it would add a course to the dining room. So that's been a pretty cool blessing to have for the last couple of days. I'm just gonna redraw to see if we get the opportunity. Beauty for the vault. Now, the question is, though, I want to draft the vault, but I guess there's no point in drafting the vault right now because I don't have the key on me. I didn't draft coat check. Right? Just double check. I don't have coat check. No. And if I draft vault here, it's dead end. Weight room is blocked by security door, so I can't go any further. So there's no point in drafting vault. Yeah, so if I did draft vault, it would give me a +1 allowance, but... I guess I'll just go boiler room. And hope I can get something up here. Coat check. Oh, but see, then coat check's gonna be a dead end. Fuck! I can't get one thing without the other. I think I'm gonna be stuck here. Okay, well, here's what I'll do. I'll go in here, which gives us a successful experiment and gives us +1 to our allowance. We'll spread gold in the estate, which is good because gold is good. Yeah, see, the thing is we have power routing through, but I can't get out that way because it's a security door. But let's see what I can do up through this way. Maybe we could get music room. We can do trophy room, which gives us +8 gems. If we could get music room right now, that would be lit. Mount Holly gift shop. I don't know if there's anything I can afford. So we can't buy blue tents, because blue tents can only be purchased after I've proven my merit as a scout by obtaining 8 trophies in the trophy room. Dirgy Block's Home Console Edition is still coming soon, presumably going to be added in an update. And I can't afford Swimbird plushie, so nothing for us in the gift shop. But it does allow us to keep going. This is our final key, though. Music room! Is it late? Yes! This might be it! This might be late enough. No, because this is rank 8, so we'll be drafting it in rank 7. I mean, we don't know for sure that it needs to be rank 8. That was just a theory. We drafted it on rank 5 before. I guess we'll find out. I mean, it's our only option. Everywhere else is just going to be a dead end. There's no point in getting coat checks. I don't have vault. So, let's see. Is it late enough? Oh, and my allowance has been raised. Right, so that's good. That's good news. It was late enough! Yes! We got it! Sanctum Key! Oh, that's so fantastic! Okay, so this run was not a bust after all. There we go. That's another one of those pesky Sanctum Keys. Let's take that right downstairs and open another one of those doors. Whew, that's key number 5. We've only got 3 left. That's so exciting. Bronny, we just got the music room key. Apparently rank 7 was late enough to draft it. I drafted it. It was sitting literally right there. So we're going down to open another one of those 8 doors now. Yeehaw! Oh, that's good. I'm so glad we're gonna get at least one of those keys on tonight's stream. I was worried we wouldn't get any of them. It's getting a little late, but I think I'll go open this door. We'll end the day then, because we're stuck. We'll do one more day, and I'm gonna see if we can get vault. Because I've got a key sitting in coat check, so we just need to draft coat check and draft vault. Now, we don't know for sure that the key I have is gonna open the safety deposit box that has one of these keys, but at least process of elimination, we get another one open, so. We'll take it. In the meantime, though, we celebrate one victory at a time, and that means Time to open another door. We may as well open door number 1 here. This key will permanently open one door in the inner sanctum. Do you wish to use it on this door? I sure do. So for anyone wondering, I am aware that, of course, opening the door just leads to more puzzles, but what I'm doing is I'm just going to try to open all the doors first. We'll deal with the puzzles after. I was able to solve actually one of the puzzles, one of the sigils inside, but my plan is I'll focus more seriously on the sigils once I have the doors opened. One thing at a time sort of mentality. Alright, this was a good day. We also got 2 triggers of our experiment, which means our allowance is upgraded by 2. So all in all, very, very productive day, folks. High fives all around. Alright, one more day. Let's do it. One more day. I forgot Muffin was here. You having a good nap back there, honey? Day 72. The one more day counter stands at 1. Wow, we've got 31 starting allowance now. That is so awesome. Can't believe how much we've built that up since we started playing. Remember when we would start the days with absolutely nothing, and now we start each day with 2 gems and 31 coins? It's really nice. Alright, outside, I'm gonna do a trading post again, because it gives us the opportunity, if we do get stuck, to come out and just trade some of our items and see what we can get. Additionally, if we get workshop, we might be able to get some different items that we can combine, and or when we use up this vault key, we might be able to get another vault key in there. So I think just based on what I'm prioritizing right now, trading post makes sense. Now, let's see if we can get ourselves vault and coat check in this one run. That would be best case scenario. The other 2 keys, of course, we know one, I think it has something to do with a clock tower. It says up high with the clocks, and I haven't been able to figure out how to get to the clock tower yet, so I've kind of put that on the back burner because I'm like, that seems like a whole other thing. And then the other one that we have to solve is behind the 8th door, which I'll be honest, I fully don't understand that. Clock tower isn't a room? I mean, not one that we have anyway, so we would have to find the blueprint for it. But no, I don't have a clock tower room. So I don't know if it would be one of these, like a found floor plan. We would have to do something to find it like we did for the throne room. But I don't have a clock tower. So yeah, between trying to figure out how to get a clock tower and trying to figure out what they mean by behind the 8th door, those are 2... They're almost like 2-part puzzles, because A, I need to figure out what they're actually referencing, and then B, I'm sure when I find the room, there will be another puzzle in there for me to find, so. What I'm doing is basically focusing on the ones that I understand and I've already figured out, aka the vault. We'll get through those first, and then whatever's left over. This box and the blue box are both false. This statement is of no help at all, and the gems are in the black box. See, this is sort of a oxymoron, though, because for this to be... If this is true, then it's false? Yeah, it's a paradox. That's the word. Yeah. So that one's confusing. I mean, if this is true... Yeah, I mean, the only box that is giving us any sort of hint as to the locations of the gems is this one. And there's no reason for us to believe that this one isn't true. This one is just like, yeah, this one just seems like it cancels each other out. I don't know what to make of that one, and then this is nothing. So the only real hint we have of where the gems could possibly be is in black. Let's see. Yep. Wow, still maintaining that 100% success rate. In logic puzzles, I'll take it. But yeah, I agree with you. It sounds like there should be a room called Clock Tower. So again, like Throne Room or some of those other ones, there must be a way to find it? I don't know, because we've unlocked, if you look in our room directory, like we've unlocked every single numbered room at this point. So it's gotta be a studio edition or a found floor plan. But again, I guess we'll get to that when we get to it. Between that and the 8 doors one, I'm not 100% sure what to do. This is still ticking. Ah! A little coin on the bedroom floor. Alright. Come on, folks. I need coat check. I need vault. Ooh, shovel. Honestly, let's just buy everything. When in doubt, buy it out. The armory. Maybe I shouldn't have spent all my money in one go. Let's go bedroom closet. Shoes. Got to eat my lunchbox. Got my gym. I just need coat check and I just need a vault. I just need coat check and I just need a vault. I just need coat check and I just need a vault. In the meantime, let's adjust the security settings. Ah. There's a keycard room right there. Ignoring my security settings. Guess we'll go... drawing room. Laboratory, armory, east wing, hall. Guess we'll get see if we can get a good experiment going again in the laboratory. Welcome to the laboratory. Experiment setup. I mean, this could be good. Each time you find some trash while digging, set your dice to 2. We have no dice, so that'll be just +2 dice. And we'll just make sure we use them. Seeing as I just picked up a shovel, and we always dig up trash, that should probably come in handy. Ah, and we get a key. Okay. They're not gonna give me code check. And they're not gonna give me vault. Just watch, we'll dig up nothing but coins and keys now. Yeah, seriously, no in our luck. Ooh, throne room coat check. As much as I would love to grab throne room, you've heard my song, you know what we're doing. So we're going coat check, and then that's not a dead end, because I can actually go all the way back down and up through dining room, and we can go that way. So, let's grab our vault key. So I got one of my 2 asks from RNGesus. Now I just need the other one. I need the vault. Along the way, we can do some digging. Turnip, okay. Not trash. Hey, a worthless old brick! Let's go! That gives us 2 dice, that's great. Because as we're moving through here now, obviously we're gonna have very limited options. So having dice is a great security blanket for us. Alright, so up through here. Oh, we could do library and get the other book. Ooh, and while we're in here, we got a treasure map. Arg. Of course, it's back the way we were before. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. First, though, let's read our new book. The Curse of Blackbridge by Redford Ewing. Forward. The legend of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm, for versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colorful, more verbose, and, as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I have heard dozens of variations of the legend. And while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that there would never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. Part 1, The Berry Picker from Oris. Oh, sit back and relax. There's part 1? It's gonna be a long one, I think. Holy fuck! This is like a whole novel! Okay. Oh my god, this is so many pages. Okay. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst, and for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, highway robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who hadn't been lucky in life. He lost his brothers and parents to wartime. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard. Oh god, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs. It's not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take any easy road out. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, that notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vacation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. Okay. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while the others slept soundly. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand. Took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination. And along the way, Jesper had passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but he kept walking. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the sky. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. A carriage is approaching. The thought of it made Jesper freeze. He ducked down, hiding behind one of the larger bushes. It was only a moment before the sound source revealed itself. An elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner, led by two beautiful white horses and conveyed by a stern-looking driver, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia that Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt. "You boy, get out from behind that bush. You startled me half to death." Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. "I was picking berries." The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated. The softened expression even made allowances for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy." He stepped forward and brandished his basket. Asked where he lived. The boy offers the guy some berries. The driver chuckled, removes his gloves, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket. At the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Holy shit, Jesper! So he made the man lean over to get berries out of his basket and slit his throat when he did it. That's crazy. Jesper was unable to find a purse in the man's coat. He pointed towards the carriage door behind him. Oh, he didn't slit his throat. He's just holding a knife to his throat. There's a lockbox in the carriage. Dang, Jesper is a bad little boy. Inside the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jesper had suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a livered servant in the employ of some greater mastery. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage's back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Inspecting the box carefully, two observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all four sides of the box hinted that the box was very old and likely not created by Arindian hands. It was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. It was also secured by a rusty padlock. Jesper asks if there was a key. The driver says there is no key to that box. Oh, do you recognize this? That's the cursed box out in the shrine. I'm pretty sure. Interesting. So he breaks open the lock with a rock, and inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. The driver's smile had once again returned. "You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should never have been opened, and you are cursed." Oh, wow. So that's what's in the box? "One pace," says the driver. 12 more and you will be dead." Jesper killed the old man with the stone. Jesper then found his legs unable to make a step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked around him for a solution, and if by some stroke of luck the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him, the answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4. Oh, so instead of walking, then he takes the carriage so the curse can't take effect. Interesting. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud to the horses, Jesper took up the reins with confidence. Yeah, so it seems like maybe the original driver was also cursed. And he just rode around on that carriage forever. That's why no one was ever inside. Huh, okay. So that was part 1. How he got this curse. And now he has this carriage, and part 2 is below the Black Bridge. We're following a different character here, Miller. Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. After taking a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered she was on 3rd watch today. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful to not wake the sleeping bandits around her. Quietly, she grabbed a bow. She then walked towards the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. Above her, in one of the few trees, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. Miller gives Ravia some water. They're friends. They're both part of... Oh, they're both part of the Unholy Hounds. Okay. The story is so long. If you're wondering why I'm not reading it all, I'm just trying to read the important bits. Seems like they're just sitting in a tree, feeling emotional, looking around. Now they noticed 2 men emerging from the bridge. They were dressed in a familiar uniform, long gray coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and black tricorn hats. They belonged to the local patrol, the Blackguard. Their presence typically indicated an important traveler's impending passage across the bridge. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses, faintly at first but growing louder with each passing moment. They did not sound like a typical carriage, cautiously approaching the bridge to cross. Instead of the familiar crunch of the high road's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering of hoofbeats against stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention downwards, looking through the foliage. The sounds were not coming from the high road, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. This was a Blackguard attack, they said. They start shooting arrows at the carriage. And the driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into a small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered the front 2 wheels and catapulted the driver from his seat. Down in the canyon, the entire horde of the Unholy Hounds came spilling forth from the earth as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. Wow. The gang's chieftain, Jeffrey Hertzslasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the crashed carriage like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There were no words exchanged as the group crept forward in customary silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay the far-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. Yeah, so it was Jesper. They buried him in the darkness in the back of one of the larger cavern rooms. He was interred with a berry basket and a silk handkerchief that he had treasured. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone. a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the rows of similar swords marking neighboring plots. So is this just like backstory to whatever's in that box out in the shrine? Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth, a far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred-up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space around her. But even in alarm, the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder and intense voices could be heard. A growing dread grew, her eyes now open wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness pulling at her. It was Ravia. An hour or so later, the screams began, blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Fodrick Lee of the Blackguard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to the collapsed entrance of the cave. Ah, now they speak. What? Everything in this game is like a clue or a puzzle, so I'm wondering what I'm missing. I'm assuming, again, this picture right here is very familiar to the chest that's out in the shrine. And there is a lock on there. Yeah, there's only 2 parts. But if there is no key to the box... I'm pretty sure I tried to open it with the sledgehammer before, though. Not sure what else I'm supposed to take from it. Oh, there's a symbol. You can't see because my face is here. There's a symbol right here that looks similar to the symbols down below on the 8 doors. That's interesting. I guess what I'll do is I'll just take pictures of this book, and if and when we think something is relevant to what we read in here, we can look back, but it seemed like a lot of it was a story. Yeah, I've got a feeling, I guess, maybe if we can open that box... Oh yeah, I do have the magnifying glass. I guess I could try to zoom in on some of the pictures. Yeah, no, that is totally the box out in the shrine. So I guess we know what's in it then. And I guess we do have to brute force it open. There's no key for it, apparently. But I thought for sure I had tried the sledgehammer on it before. Maybe I needed to read this book first. I don't know. Don't really see anything in the photos. Yeah, that's definitely a symbol from down below. I don't really see anything else, to be honest with you. I bet the box unlocks the curse mode. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if you get the effigy, then you start a day with only 12 steps? Yeah. Wasn't there a trophy or something for the cursed run where you had to make do with 13 steps? Yeah, you're right. That must be what this is. This is just the lore behind why that effigy gives you that curse. That makes sense. That actually totally makes sense. This is just some fun backstory for what curse mode is. Yeah. Okay, well, that was cool. Little story. I guess we'll go try to open that box then. Because there was a keyhole there, and all this time I'd been wondering, where do we get the key? But according to the story, there is no key. Now, he broke it open with a rock. I don't know if that's important, if we need to find some sort of rock to bash it open. You would think that we could probably just use the sledgehammer, but I could have swore I tried that before and it didn't work. Maybe we'll just have to try it again. Regardless, still no luck at roulette. How many times have I tried that? Holy moly. We have never been able to get anything in roulette. Well, I've got, no, I don't. I was gonna say I've got sledgehammer right now we can go try, but I don't have sledgehammer. I say it all the time, but I always get mixed up what items I have on what run. But okay, for now, I guess we'll prioritize what I was originally trying to do, which is vault. We need to draft vault. Salt shaker on the apple, because everyone knows salty apples are way more delicious than regular ones. Meerkat's D&D was over? How was it? We're gonna be finishing up here shortly as well. This is our last day. I'm hoping we can end on a good note. And, get the vault. Last day. Yep. If I didn't have to work tomorrow, we could keep going, but, alas, stupid work. Stupid work. When is Guilty as Sock? Sunday. You liked story time? Good, I'm glad. Sorry to like skip some of it, but it was just so long. Figured we'd be there forever if I read every word. This Sunday? Yeah. Was an interesting story, though, that's for sure. And like I said, if we find out that the effigy is actually in the box and that is what the curse does, then it's actually very interesting to have some backstory into that. That's pretty cool. Alright, I still have no sign of the vault. Luckily, I'm getting some good rooms here that are giving us lots of options to move around, which hopefully will mean, if we just keep trying long enough, eventually we'll draft a vault. And luckily, our science experiment kicked in there as well, meaning we got 2 more dice, so that's good news. Come on, give me vault. We did not get vault, but we got solarium, which might help us get vault. Stupid security door. Come on, vault. Come on, give me that vault. Give me the vault. Or give me the salted turnips. You know what sounds even worse than salted apples? Salted turnips. Couldn't see that key. It kind of blended in there. The armory, conservatory, sure. We're all the way up to rank 9 and still no vault. You're being too nice about it, Tiff. Demand the house give the vault or else. I think a raw turnip would be worse than a salted turnip. That's fair. At least the salt would give it some sort of flavor. I don't know that I want to adjust any of these rarities, to be honest. I'm good with all of those as they are. Would have been better if we could have adjusted the rarity of, like, the trophy room, but, LS. Vault. Damn it. I tried demanding. Just like Noella said. But all we got was 2 salted bananas. Come on. Vault! Vault! That was a plead at best. Okay. I love you, doggies. Let me pat you for good luck. We'll dig this. And now. Give me vault! Oh. Alright, let's try this again. Give me vault! Okay, still no dice. We'll go foyer. Maybe I gotta go higher pitched. Give me vault! Seriously? This is freaking bananas. Okay, give me vault. Yes! Yes! All it took was the scariest, angriest, deepest voice I had, and we got it. Give me vault. That was the cadence I needed. Being a hater gets results. Noella was right. Alright. Let's see. Safety deposit box number 370. Right here. No way! We got it! We got the key! Yes! There were 2 things I wanted to do tonight. I wanted to get the key in the music room. I wanted to get the key in the vault. And guess what we did? Both of them! Yes! Let's go! Oh my god. Okay, so we now officially have 6 out of 8 keys. The last 2 are going to be the hardest because those are the 2 I don't quite understand. But one thing at a time, we just got the key. Muffin is very excited, as you can see back there. What do you think about this, Muffin? We finally got the vault! She's like, does that mean the stream is finally almost over? Yes, it is, Muffin. Yes, it is. Alright, we got 1 note to read, and then we got a door to open. Uncle. Oh, it's a note from my mom. Uncle, thank you again for all your help. I know I could never hope to repay you, but it pains me to know that I won't even have the chance to try. At any rate, I'm leaving these extra funds behind as well as the extra passports. It would be too risky if we were searched at the border and the money would raise too many suspicions. I think we all want a clean start anyway. I know I do, Mary. So that's more proof that Mom is alive and she just fled. And that's why there was a passport left over here. It was an extra passport. Interesting. Okay. Well, time to go down in the foundation and open up another door. 6 out of 8. We're almost there. So the 2 doors we still need to open, or the 2 keys we need to find to open the 2 doors. One is high up among the clocks. No, wait. I can't open the door. I don't have any rooms that connect to the foundation. But that's okay. I can just code check the key. Okay, phew. I almost panicked there for a second. Oh man, I almost panicked there for a second. I was like, we did not go through all that to get the key and I can't use it. But that's okay. We have code check. I'll just go put it in code check. We'll get it next time. We'll open the door and it's good. Well, she was alive. I don't know that any of these correspondences are from the last couple of years. No, that's a good point. These correspondences, I mean, she's been missing now for many years, so where she is now or what her status is, I don't know, but Wound up falling asleep midstream and woke back up just in time for that massive dub. Nice. Don't you already have something in code check you need the next day? It was the vault key, so I don't need that anymore. We can replace it with this better key. Are we not having dinner? I figured we didn't need it. We did everything we need to do for today. We're gonna code check this key and quit while we're ahead. Beautiful. Alright, so this is a reminder to everybody when I'm wondering next time, did I have anything in code check? Yes, we have something very important in code check. We have Sanctum Key, okay? Sanctum Key has been checked. We can retrieve this item on any day you have a code check in your house. So all we have to do next time, draft code check, grab the Sanctum Key, open the door. So, yes, I will write it down in my notes. We have 6 out of 8 Sanctum Keys now. So as I mentioned, there are now 2 left, and these are unfortunately, seems like the most difficult, because I don't quite understand the clues for this one, but just to recap, the final 2 keys. One key is high up among all the clocks, and the other key is waiting behind the last door of 8. So we're gonna have to put our heads together and figure out what the last door of 8 means, and then try to figure out how and where we get high up among all the clocks. But I feel like those are definitely problems for another day. We need to celebrate our victories here. We did really, really good tonight. We got 2 of those Sanctum Keys. We got the one from the music room. We got the one from the vault, which means we are 75% through those 8 Sanctum doors down beneath the antechamber, which I will take. But for now, let's call it a night. It is getting quite late, so thank you everybody so much for hanging out. As is usual with Blueprints, I always just stream for so long I don't even realize how long we're streaming, because we're solving all of the puzzles and we've got all the adrenaline and we're having all of the fun. So thank you very much for being here. We'll call it a day. That was day 72, I believe. So we're getting there. We're getting up there now. On our next stream, obviously, we'll pick up from where we leave off right here. But we won't be back with Blueprints for a little while. As I mentioned before, I've sort of switched up the stream schedule now. So the Altars we're playing every weekend, and then Blueprints and Breath of the Wild I've got alternating. So basically what that means is we'll be back with Blueprints in August. I obviously don't have the August stream schedule made up yet, but you guys will be the first to know as soon as I do. In the meantime, we do have something super fun coming up. Our next stream will actually be on Sunday. This coming Sunday, we're going to be doing a community day, a multiplayer sort of party game day, and we're going to be playing a new game that I'm super excited to check out. It's called Guilty as Sock. For anyone who hasn't heard of it, I hadn't heard of it until recently. My good friend and mod in the channel here, Euro, actually recommended it to me. It's basically a multiplayer party game where you all play as sock puppets and reenact various roles in a courtroom. I am super excited for this game. I think it's going to be so stupid and silly, and I am so excited to be on the other side of the bench for once. I'm going to be the judge, and I cannot wait to sit back and relax while y'all argue and stress, and I just get to bang my gavel and have fun. So everyone is more than welcome. In fact, I would go so far as to say encouraged to join us for Guilty as Sock on Sunday. So if you guys don't have a copy of the game, make sure you pick up a copy prior to Sunday. It is on Steam for like $5. It's really cheap, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So the more people we have to play, I think the better. We'll be starting at our usual time on Sunday, which is around 11 a.m. my time or 1 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully I will see you guys on Sunday for some silly, stupid Guilty as Sock, whether you're playing along or just in the audience. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So that'll be our next stream, and we'll be back soon enough with more Blueprints as well. But thank you everyone so much for hanging out with me this evening. I really hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks for going along with my last minute schedule change. We normally stream on Mondays, but I think it was better to push it to tonight so we could maximize our fun while we're all feeling our best. So Thank you all. That's it for me. If you are new around here and you want to get caught up on our Blueprints playthrough so far, you can head on over to the YouTube channel. I do upload all of the VODs from our streams over there, so you can check out what happened in our first 40 hours of Blueprints. There's been a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows, but I'm glad we're ending tonight's stream on a high, so... Good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday if there's any left. If it's already Wednesday, happy hump day, and I will see you guys this weekend.